Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. How are you this morning? It's nice today, isn't it?
It's lovely, yeah, a little bit of sunshine. Did you notice any difference in the opening of the show?
What, you look slimmer?
That's just an illusion with what I'm wearing now. I didn't do my little jump.
Oh, you didn't do your little jump.
I normally do. Good morning. I'm grounded today like a good plant. But lovely to have you company. We've got a great few hours lined up. Lots of brand new deals, lots of sensational offers, lots of buy one, get one free.
Lots of buy one, get one frees. A few items that are brand new for this week that we didn't get a chance to show you yesterday, so we're bringing those in as well.
But we do appreciate we always get new viewers every single show, as well as our regulars who we know and love. So just a few things that you need to know. First of all, there is a special offer code just for the TV shows.
There is.
The one this week, and it does change every week, is YGTV0224. Really important to use that. There is a little box there. Do you have a promo code? That's the one that you should always use, and that unlocks all the various offers. We call it like the magic key, because suddenly you'll put that in your basket, several promotions will kick in and prices can drop, postage can disappear, and free gifts can be added.
Yes, indeed. We do have an amazing free gift for you for this week.
Yes.
So every time you place an order, and if you place multiple orders, you get a free gift every single time as long as you enter that code. This particular free gift is worth £19.99, and it is a bag of 100 of our short mixed narcissi. I adore these. I just think they're so very, very cute, but also I just always think that these miniature daffodils they're just so much more versatile, aren't they, than the taller daffodils?
They really are. And I know, look, let's be honest, it's towards the end of being able to plant them, but if you plant them, as soon as you can when they arrive. I have grown daffodils in January. I planted in January and they still came up great, but just do it as soon as they arrive. We're going to plant some up during the show a little bit later on, aren't we?
Yes, we are indeed. We're going to put some in some pots.
We are, because we've got a great pot selection. But honestly, the value is amazing. They will come up. They might be a little bit later, by a few weeks or so. The odd one, when I've planted really late, has come up maybe slightly shorter, but they should be absolutely fine. Yeah,
and the beautiful thing is obviously that they come back for you every single year.
Yeah.
So get them in the ground. You'll be able to enjoy them for many, many years.
So that is worth £20. It's your free gift today. But we have also got a few other things to tell you.
Yes.
Free postage when you spend over £40. That's really quite easy to do, especially if you're getting your compost.
Yeah.
So if you do get your order to over £40, you'll get free delivery. If your order is under £40, you only pay one postage. So whatever the most expensive postage, that would cover the entire order. We'd better talk about the club as well.
Oh, yes. We have an amazing club, and it's a discount club, basically. So it costs you just £5 to join, and it means that it will auto-renew always at £5. So for the lifetime of your membership, as long as you don't cancel that renewal, which you can, by the way, if you want to, it will always automatically renew at £5. But the wonderful thing about this is that you get 10% discount off every single plant and accessory order, and that's where your savings really do start to add up. You will make that £5 back probably within your first couple of orders.
Definitely.
But then for the next year, for the next 12 months, you will always save 10% off every plant and accessory order. You get 5% off your outdoor living and gifts. You get £20 worth of vouchers to spend throughout the year as well. Plus, you get some exclusive offers, competitions, you get some expert advice. We have over 40,000 members of that. We're getting new members all the time. We had several new members yesterday, didn't we? Because we've got lots of new viewers.
And what I will say, if you are a new viewer, what often happens is people will watch one or two shows, buy a few things, then actually realise it's better to become a club member. And you regret doing that because you think, I could have saved £3 on that first order and £5 on that second order. So I would do it today. You can do it as you're placing your order, and those discounts will be applied today. But we've discovered we've got some amazing deals on some of our pots.
Yes.
So this is incredible.
Well, this one is an amazing deal. I mean, I love the pots. They're beautiful. But let's just talk about that deal, shall we? Because this is a buy one, get one free. Now, normally they are £12.99. There is a label on the bottom there. We have taken £1 off, but we're also throwing in an extra one for free.
So actually, they are working out now £6 each.
Yes.
And I love the size. They are big. They're 46 centimetres. We have got on our website things like our bare root fruit trees. And we normally advise putting those in 30-litre pots. But if you want something that's maybe a bit more attractive, that is big enough, even for trees. But the great thing about our pots is they are UV resistant. They're frost proof. They will last you years, and they are close to 30 litres in terms of volume. So I always advise the 30-litre heavy-duty pots for things like trees, but if you want something more decorative and attractive, these would be perfect. But I love the fact you've got so much room. So we've got a lot of standards on the show. We've got lots of lovely shrubs. You can have those as a centrepiece with some winter bedding and bulbs around. But they're amazing value, aren't they?
I think they're amazing value, and they're very, very attractive.
They are.
These will look good
just
in any
like
kind
you,
of...
Bex.
Well, thank you, Shaun.
I'm an old smoother this morning.
Isn't he just? Yeah, I think this is probably one of the best deals that we've got on the show. So if you are looking for some pots, definitely add these into your basket.
That is amazing, actually, isn't it?
And to be honest, because it's such a good deal, even if you're not really looking for pots right now, I would still add these into your basket because you will use them at some point. And we've got lots of suggestions, as Shaun said, of things that you could put in here. If you're looking for some bare root standard roses, in fact, we've got a great deal on 4 of those. You could get 4 of these and have it all matchy-matchy and it'd look beautiful.
Yeah. And if you are growing things like fruit and veg, you just want it to look a bit more attractive, that you've got the capacity with these. They're close to 30 litres each. Amazing value. So if you want to go for those, I think they're the best value pots by far in terms of a big pot that we've got on our website right now. And they've been specially put on the show today as a buy one and get one free. Again, you do need to use that offer code.
That's it. Just put 1 in your basket with a buy one, get one free. You put 1 in your basket, enter the code YGTV0224, and we will automatically enter another one into your basket. We'll show you some examples throughout the show of how to do that.
Now, these are really nice as well. Again, they are on offer. They're the Knox hanging baskets. They're normally £7.99 each.
They are.
But we are doing them at $4.99 today. But again, it is a buy one, get one free. So you can have them as small hanging baskets, or you can do what Bex has done, take off the little hanger and just have them in pots as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, very easy to do. They come separated like this, and then all you do is click these bits into place. So it's very easy to add and remove those. They're also anti-twist. So, you know, if they are blowing around in the breeze, you don't have that thing where the chains twist up. These are anti-twist for you. But they're also made of plastic, so they're nice and lightweight, but it is that UV stabilised frost resistance, which means that these are designed to last you for a long time. And also because they're lightweight, it just means that it's, it's less pressure on the bracket that you're hanging them on, or if you're moving them around, it makes it just much easier to do that.
And I mean, I've got a selection of hanging baskets. Some are really big, and they're great in some, and they're really wonderful. But sometimes you just want a smaller basket that's easy to plant. I'm not being that'll take you a couple of minutes to plant.
Yeah, not long at all.
Yeah, really nice, and they are sale on offer today as a buy one get one free, and also down from £7.99 to £4.19. And then finally, we really like these.
Oh, you've got one there, haven't you?
I've got the purple. Yeah, you got all 3 though, actually.
You do. You don't have to choose which colour. You do get all 3 of these colours included in this particular deal. And I love having colourful pots in the garden. It just adds a bit of extra interest, a bit of extra colour. Wonderful in the summer when you've got a riot of colour going on with the plants, but also fantastic in the winter when there isn't so much colour going on.
Yeah, now we'll get you the details for these if you can, because they are on offer. If you want the Knox baskets, they're $4.99, 130502. Those are the hangers, of course, on a buy one, get one free. These, you are going to... What is the normal price on Bex?
$7.99 on that one.
OK.
For one. So 3 of them, that would be £24 normally. The details are
we are going to keep you in
suspense.
We're going to keep suspension. OK, so
it's coming.
Guess the price.
Guess the price.
Yes, we'll give you a bit of time. So $7.99 is the usual price. But if you just type them into our search bar on the website, they are on offer right now. Just type in Prisma, that's Prisma, isn't it?
That's it, yes. But do remember that these have the wonderful drainage holes already in there.
There they are.
Oh, look, there we go.
Yes, so you will need to type that in, or you can just jot down the number now, which is 130350. So 130350. They are down is the trio for £8.97.
Wow, so £3 a pot basically
really
is what
good.
we're talking. And they're a really good size as well, nice deep size. Wonderful actually if you're thinking about planting your bulbs out, but you want an easy way to do that. You know, if you've typed in your code and you've got your 100 free short narcissi mixed bulbs in here, these would be great to go into these pots.
How many would you put in a pot, do you reckon, Bex? I always overplant, you know.
I mean, I overplant as well. I'd probably go about 25 or 30.
Oh, that's right.
I probably would.
Yeah.
It'd be nice and full, for
It
sure.
would. I think I'd do about the same, yeah.
Probably about 25.
But add those to your order. They are on offer today. So those are some of the pots, but we've got so much coming up over the next few hours. As ever, Bex and I would love it if you were part of the show. You can message us on Facebook and on YouTube as well. And any questions, any comments, we would love to hear from you. And so between us, we're very knowledgeable gardeners. So between us, we can normally answer all questions. If there's something that we're not sure about, we will consult our head gardener.
Absolutely.
Peter McDermott is our head gardener.
The man with all the knowledge.
Yeah, I must admit, in fact, I did once question him when we started here about something.
Right.
And I thought, I think I know a bit more than him. So I was like, oh, no, Peter, it's... And I was wrong.
No, he definitely knows more.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. He does.
Every
right,
time.
we are going to start with something brand new. And I know Bex and I have been talking about this. It's the Flowering Cherry Collection.
I love this.
You are really excited about this, aren't you?
I'm super excited about this.
I'm super excited about pronouncing all the names.
Okay, I can do this. We've got Kanzan, Amanagawa, and Kikushidari Sakura.
I like that, do you? Kikushidari Sakura.
I know, it's great.
It rolls off the tongue, that one.
I love this collection.
Beautiful names, but beautiful trees, aren't they?
Well, listen, you know, that whole gorgeous cherry blossom time is on the way, isn't it?
Yes, it is. That's what I'm thinking. It is
coming. And to be able to have a collection of 3 of these in your garden, I think would be incredible.
And they've got although all the blossoms are beautiful, they've got very different habitats in terms of how they grow and the shape, haven't they?
Well, this is why this is a really clever collection that's been put together here, because what you've got is one of them grows really tall but slender. So this is absolutely fantastic if you've got, a smaller space.
Yeah, or like a corner, I'm thinking.
Yeah, or a corner, because it grows in a beautiful, tall, slender shape. You've got another one that's got an upright growth habit that's not as slender, it spreads more, so a spreading upright growth habit. And then you've also got a classic weeping one as well, which is absolutely gorgeous. But we know, don't we? We know how beautiful the cherry blossom is once it comes into bloom. It's magical. It's one of the most magical times of the year. These are all very, very easy to grow. They all have the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, by the way. So they've all been tested, trialled. We know that these are proven performers.
And all fully winter hardy, of course.
All fully winter hardy. And we know that pollinators absolutely adore these as well. So if you're wanting to invite those beneficial pollinators into your garden, what better way to do it than with a trio of these beautiful cherry tree, collection.
And they are one of the most spectacular blossoms to have in springtime. So 3 different varieties, as Bex was saying, all with different growing habitats. So one will be tall and slim, one will be more of a traditional tree shape, and then one is like a weeping.
Yes,
tree, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And the beautiful thing about these is that they're quite tolerant of most soil types. They're even sort of chalk and clay tolerant as well. So wonderful news for me.
I always think sunny, great, but you want them also sheltered because you don't want the blossom to be taken away by the wind.
No, although I do love it when the wind takes the blossom. It is quite beautiful. But yes, you do lose the blossom quite quickly, unfortunately. So yeah, nice sheltered spot, tolerant of most areas. You can plant them out into the ground and they will reach, at full growth, and it'll take a little while to get there. We are talking anywhere between 2 and 3 metres in height. But I was thinking, I think you could grow these quite happily in a decent sized pot, couldn't
In fact,
you?
we were talking earlier, most trees you can actually grow in pots. It just suppresses the growth, but you would need a decent sized pot for these.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, you could probably quite happily start them off in something like this.
Yeah, you could.
It would last in there for several years. Obviously, anything that you grow in a pot, just requires a little bit of extra attention, a bit more feed and a bit more watering.
But
we're used to that, aren't we, as gardeners?
We certainly are. But it's a beautiful collection. You are saving £35 today, and postage is included as well. And I'm right in saying I do believe we've got a little video of each one of them on the website as well.
Yes, I think we have.
Yeah,
where
I talk throughs as well.
Yes, you did a little video on them, didn't you?
And Bex and I, what we're doing in our spare time, as well as looking after our gardens, we are uploading little videos on all the products as well with Peter McDermott, who's our head gardener. So if you're ever unsure about something, then you can go on our website. Not all the products, but some of the main ones do now have little videos with Bex and I. And
we'll keep adding to it as well. So.
And our head gardener, by the way, we're getting the red carpet ready because he's going to be doing a special live show next Wednesday at 3 o'clock.
Yes, isn't it going to be? Oh, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say, but yes, there's a special show next Wednesday afternoon, about 2 or 3 o'clock, isn't it?
If you've never met him, Peter will be joining us next week at 3 o'clock.
Yes,
it's going to be a very special show. We're getting everything really ready for him as well. Red carpet and
clean.
Craig, who helps us with our plants, has been cleaning everything, hasn't he? Yes. But we're just
morning, Peter, if you're watching.
Yeah, morning. Peter. But anyway, we've got loads to show you today, haven't we?
We have indeed. We're going to go rhododendron
next.
We
love this
one. Shall we go a bit Bollywood?
Yeah. And do you know, when we were putting the plants out this morning, we looked at this one, and bear in mind, obviously, it's not in flower yet. The foliage of this is spectacular. I've got an ericaceous border, and I have got quite a few rhododendrons, camellias in there, a few other things, but I have not got any rhododendron that has foliage quite as spectacular as that. Bear in mind, it's January. Look at the variegation. I can see several colours, can't you? I can see creams and pinks and greens, obviously.
It's
amazing.
Absolutely beautiful.
That is Bollywood, isn't it?
Now, normally you go for, the reason we plant rhododendrons into our gardens is for the gorgeous, glossy, silky show of flowers that they give us. And they're all, evergreen. They have beautiful evergreen foliage. But this one has not only the beautiful display of that glossy, silky, beautiful flowers, but, as you say, so many different colours within that foliage and the beautiful variegation on there as well. It's a really established plant already too, isn't it?
I was just going to say that. It'll be several years old, this one, in a 3-litre pot. Now, they are acid-loving, so they will require an ericaceous compost.
Yes.
I've got a whole border that I call my ericaceous border, and when you've got lots of plants acid-loving together, they kind of, between them, the ground does become even more and more suitable. But if you are keeping this in the pot, you just need an ericaceous compost.
You just need an ericaceous compost, and we do have ericaceous compost on the website, so you can get some of that. My other top tip, or our other top tip when we're talking about ericaceous loving plants, is try not to water them with tap water, because obviously that will change the pH levels. So this is where you want to use your water butts and rainwater and things. It's not essential.
No, it's
just
a
a nice
tip,
additional tip, which will help you with the health of your plants.
I did have a camellia in a pot, and there was a really dry summer, and I didn't do that. I kept watering it with tap water, and you're right, it kind of went off a little bit.
Yeah,
survived, but
it'll be fine. It won't kill it. It just, if you want to maintain the vigour of your plant, it is quite a good one there if you can use rainwater.
That is honestly absolutely spectacular.
I love
Postage
it.
is included
Love
as
the
well.
size.
And we're going to get those flowers springtime, so depending on how we're hoping for an early spring, obviously, but April, May. Mine are sort of in a semi-shade position.
Yeah, they don't need full sun, actually.
No.
And that is surprising when you think about how many flowers you get on here. Normally you would think that needs a full sun position. It needs some sun, but it doesn't need a full sun position. So it's a really handy plant to have. I've got them in pots. I don't have them in borders personally, but you can choose what you want to do with them. If you've got the luxury of having a whole ericaceous border like Shaun, then that's a fantastic addition.
Yeah, but we do love that, and it is on offer today with postage included as well. 510717 is your item number. Right, where do we go next, Bex?
I don't know. Should we go favourites? That's this way.
There's lots of new over here, isn't there?
Yeah. Stuart's telling me go this way.
Is it good?
He's saying this way.
I can see that Kojo no Mai. I love the poppy. Looks amazing over here. We've got the Nandina Obsessed, but this, because we are thinking about spring, and in fact, every day is getting a little bit longer, isn't it?
It is. So that's quite exciting, isn't it? Every single day right now, we're starting to see the days are lengthening, and you know, the dream of the garden starts now, doesn't it? This is where you start planning and you start thinking about it.
And this, I've got one of these. Well, you have as well, Bex, actually. We've both got the Kojo no Mai. And honestly, in springtime, it is one of the most sensational blossom trees that you are going to ever find. When you look at it now, obviously it's deciduous, so it won't have leaves in the winter, but the branches, yes, they are really interesting. The way that these grow is quite extraordinary. It reminds me a little bit of a bonsai.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It twists and turns.
I'm a big fan of bonsai. I think this is why I love acers so much, because they are mini trees, aren't they? And this is exactly the sort of feel that we get with this one. You know, a lot of my deciduous plants, I look at them and just think they're boring and dull.
Just a few dead
but
twigs,
actually,
but
with this one, I find it so interesting because I love the zigzag nature that you get to those bare branches. And you can see all the way along where there is a zigzag, there is a little bud.
Can you sit there?
There's so many of them.
I was going to say there must be hundreds of those buds, and as they really begin to get closer to opening, they will become a really lovely red.
Yes, and I can start seeing the colour coming to these.
Yeah.
There's like a little pink tinge to them. And those red buds sort of dance all the way around those zigzag branches, but then they burst into the most it is one of the most breathtaking blossom flowers that you will see. And those flowers cover the bare branches before the foliage starts to appear.
And that makes it even more spectacular, doesn't it?
That's what makes it really, really magical. It sort of has a bit of a tranquil beauty to it. It works gorgeously in those more, you know, oriental style gardens with, you know, mixed in with your acers and things as well.
Sorry, can I just say, I've just spotted the price.
Yeah.
Honestly, for this size, because they are slow growing, they are relatively slow growing. So to get a really established Kojo no Mai in a 3 litre pot at $14.99 is incredible. And obviously, you are going to get so much blossom this springtime.
Yes, you really will. This will get absolutely covered in the blossom. And you're right, they are very slow growing, which is fantastic actually if you've got a smaller garden, for example.
You bought one of the ones in the 19th
I
pot,
did.
a little baby one.
So it was about, I remember planting it was about a year ago that I got the Kojo no Mai, and it was in the 9 centimetre pot. So the actual plant was probably about this big. So I potted it up and it's had a year's worth of growth. Now in comparison to this, it probably comes up to about here by now. So yeah, this one has got a good 3 years worth of growth on here, if not maybe a little bit more. And it can get to a really decent size. Can you imagine this at 2.5 metres, which is its full growth size, covered in blossom?
Honestly, they are amazing. I've had mine in my garden. It was one of the first things I planted, actually. So I've had it in there about 3.5 years. And in springtime, it is sensational. Then obviously it loses its blossom, gets all of its leaves. But when it loses its leaves, you've still got these gorgeous branches. I actually put some little twinkly lights around mine over Christmas time, and it looks spectacular. Mine is in a sunny spot, and it seems to thrive there.
Yeah, I think it needs a nice, decent amount of sunshine on it. So I definitely keep it in a sunny spot. It has, by the way, the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, so proven performer, not one that needs loads and loads of attention. Absolutely doesn't need a huge amount of pruning or anything like that. Very, very low maintenance, but definite breathtaking beauty.
And that is only $14.99. So I've just found some glasses. Are they yours or mine, Bex?
They must be yours. They're not mine.
Let's see if they work.
Are they yours or are they Craig's?
No,
Craig helps us set up the shows.
I think they're Craig's.
That man must have so many pairs of glasses. I am constantly picking up pairs of glasses because he links them all over.
And Denise, a friend of ours, presented one of the shows a few months back, and her glasses are still here.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh, bless.
We could actually probably do a whole show based
just on glasses. Yeah.
Here's some glasses to help you see your plants better. But anyway, that's one of my personal favourites today.
It's beautiful.
It's absolutely stunning. It's a really good price at $14.99.
Perfect time to get hold of that right now, because you don't have long to wait until that really does become beautiful.
And let us know if you're buying that. That could actually go. I was thinking.
Which pot are you thinking? Yeah, because of the size of it, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. That would look beautiful
really would,
in there.
actually.
Perfect size.
And you imagine the pink blossom
Against the black.
against the black.
Yes.
Could look really good. You get 2 of those, by the way. They're the aged look. I say I've got a nice aged look now.
You have got a nice aged
look. Tuscany.
Like a fine wine, Shaun. That's how I describe you.
People, I had a boyish look for years, but now it's an aged look.
We
isn't
used to
it?
call him the Peter Pan of shopping telly because Shaun just always looked like a child, basically.
And then,
now he's aging like a fine wine.
well, I grew a beard. I think that did.
That's
that.
what it was.
Yeah,
It was the beard.
yeah.
You were always very baby-faced when you didn't have your beard.
I was.
All right, so that is your
Anyway.
Kojo no Mai. No, we've got the details of the Tuscany on the screen
Yeah,
there.
but they
So
would go really great with those.
yeah, beautiful.
Nice to have everyone watching, by the way, this morning. Great to have your company as ever. And we've got such a lovely show. And a big hello to all the regulars and the new viewers as well. Right, we need to talk about this, though. Oh, my word. I mean, we Bex and I both love poppies, but
I do love a poppy.
But this Patty's plum, I mean, come on, that colour, Bex.
It's such a gorgeous
Oh,
colour.
my word, look at it.
Whoa, that
Oh.
doesn't look real to me. It looks like a silk flower, doesn't it? But it genuinely is a real flower that you could be growing in your garden. You do get, how many of these do you
3.
get? 3, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yes, you get 3 bare roots
Oh, my
in
word,
here.
for £7.
For £7.99,
£7.99, yeah.
The colour of it is incredible. It's like some kind of, aged taffeta or silk. It's beautiful, it's rich, it's glorious. You've got that iconic centre too there as well.
Which is almost black, isn't it?
It
like a
is.
really rich purpley black.
Now, poppies are so easy to grow. You do just sort of leave them to do their thing,
Yeah.
don't you? As a bare root, it means that it gets beautifully established in your garden. You will get some flowers this year, but next year you'll get even more because once it gets established, it will multiply the number of blooms that it will give you. And with this one, yeah, you will get several of them. The seed pods, if you leave them on there over the winter, they look absolutely gorgeous
Yeah, they
over the
do.
winter months too. Very low maintenance because you don't actually have to do anything to them. You can just leave them alone, although you were saying about chopping them back and sometimes you can get them to grow again.
What I find with poppies, after they've flowered, they can look, I'll be honest, they can look a little bit straggly because they do spread and they do get quite large. And I chop mine right back. And then they literally will, within a few weeks, they start to form new leaves, and you sometimes do get a second bloom. Not as many.
That's amazing.
But you did. My mum did it with her. Well, I did my mum's. I chopped them right back. I was like, oh, I'm not sure you should have done that, but they did come back.
They are quite fast growing, aren't
Yeah.
they? They really do spring up out of the ground.
And you do get the height with these as well. So, I mean, God, my mum's got to about, I'd say about 70, 80 centimetres.
Yeah, I mean, they can get up to about 3 feet in height once they grow, and you do have that luscious foliage at the bottom there as well. So it is beautiful as a flowering plant, but you do get lots of foliage on there too.
And it is a bare root. Now, it's a great time to plant bare roots. We've got quite a few on the show. The golden rule is, as long as the ground isn't frozen or completely waterlogged, and the UK is drying out now, fingers crossed, it's okay where you are. Or you could plant them in pots for the first few years as well. But when you open up the bag, look, the bare roots are not the most attractive things.
They're not pretty.
I mean, if you saw me when I woke up this morning, I looked a bit bare rooty.
Well, look, you can see,
but look at
actually,
it,
there's a shoot coming off here, so you sort of know it's easy to see which way round this is going to go. But all you do with your bare roots is you soak them. It's a general rule for any bare root.
Yeah.
Give it a little soak, and you do want to do that as soon as possible when you get it home. You don't want to leave these in bags for too long because they'll dry out, and then chances are, they won't grow. So give it a soak for a few hours and then plant it in the ground. The instructions, by the way, are on the bag on the front there. So this one tells you planting depth 4 to 6 inches, plant spacing 12 to 18 inches. So dig yourself a deep enough hole, pop that in. You can put some root grow in there, some mycorrhizal fungi, help those roots to establish, and then just fill the hole.
Yeah.
Water it in.
I was going to say,
wait.
just make sure it's kept well watered. I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest, normally during the winter that isn't a problem, but you never know with climate change. We might have a really dry spell in winter.
Yeah.
But they're really, really easy to grow, and it just saves you a lot of money. But also, we've both found that bare roots often seem to grow far better than when you buy something fully established in the pot.
Well, yeah, it's because you're planting it out right from the start of its sort of life cycle, basically. So it doesn't have to deal with any shock of being replanted somewhere else. You're really getting it established right from the start. And then once it gets established in subsequent years, the amount of flowers you'll get will be amazing, particularly from 3 bare roots as well.
And Bex mentioned the root grow, the mycorrhizal. It's something we both use. It's brilliant. You just need a little bit, sprinkle it in there. But what it does, it gets the plant off to the best start. And I love this tagline here. It says, the best start and a lifetime of benefits for your plants. We've already had orders coming in for this, actually. Trees, shrubs, roses and edibles as well. But it's something that a lot of top gardeners recommend. And I'll be honest, we only started using it in the last few years.
Yes.
I was always a blood, fish and bone man myself. But it's really good. And we both found it really does make a difference.
Yeah, and it's a one-time application. You don't have to keep reapplying it. Once you put it, there, it's great. We did have a question about where you plant poppies, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
We had somebody asking where you would plant it. Now, any border, basically, it can go in. I think you could grow it in a pot if you wanted to, quite happily. You need a decent-sized pot.
If I'm honest, I think poppies, how do I phrase it? They can get a little bit. I'm trying to find the right word for this. Hang on, I've got to find the right word. They're not. The leaves can get quite big, and sometimes they sort of spread a bit. So they're not one of the neatest plants in a pot. But I think in a border, kind of that country cottage look amongst other perennials, that's personally where I think they're best.
I agree. I think they would be best if you can plant them into a border. But if you don't have the option of planting it into a border, but you want that beauty,
they are fine in a pot.
You can definitely put them into a decent sized pot. Probably a 30 centimetre pot. Is what you would need for each of those. So if you want to, you can do. But put them in a border, get that lovely cottage garden feel going on.
You know that image we saw, that little video? That to me is perfect for poppies. My mum's got a country cottage and she's got like a windy border.
Yeah,
and
nice.
Yeah, the poppies look amazing there. I find sun is best as well. They do like a lot of sun.
Yeah, they do like a lot of sunshine. You're going to want at least 5 or 6 hours worth of sunshine on them in a daytime.
That's to me how they look great.
That's it, isn't it? That's the dream.
Mind you, who wouldn't want that garden?
I would want that garden. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's a nice bit of water running through at the back.
One day I'll get that kind of garden.
Yeah, you will.
I will. When I kick the kids out and I can dig into the lawn.
You will. But yeah, any questions, do message us on the group chat on Facebook and of course on YouTube as well. Do you know, I feel really happy today. My cold,
despite being ill, you feel all right.
I'll be honest, I woke up feeling rubbish.
Yeah.
I did, because we both, I've not had a cold for about a year and a half, and I woke up feeling a bit rubbish, but I've perked up now.
Good.
Yeah. Being in here makes me happy.
I know. Listen, we're around plants.
Yeah. It's good for you.
Nothing could make you more happy, could it really?
We have got the most amazing price on our Nandina Obsessed. We are both obsessed with this plant.
I know, and we really don't. Right, we often say this about plants. Buy them out of season. Oh, that's my coffee. Because just knocked my coffee over.
On the phone, that's good.
It's fine. We often say, to buy plants out of season because that's where you get the best value, because obviously, you get discounts and things. Yeah. But Nandinas, actually, they're great multi-season feature plants all year round, but arguably they're coming into their own right now, aren't they? Because it's where the temperatures change, the leaves change their colour, you get these beautiful fiery reds and oranges coming on here. So this is where it's at its best. We really don't need to reduce the price on this, but in actual fact we're bringing this to you at pretty much a half price deal, which for a plant that is nicely established, that is about to really give you some of its best displays, this one is going to be incredible. Look at the colours on there, and as the temperatures drop, this is where you will really start to see those fiery colours, and you get these beautiful pinks and coral colours on here, but you get a mixture of foliage colours all on the same plant. It's so clever, but this doesn't drop its leaves. Normally when you see a plant starting to do that fiery display with its foliage, what it means is that those leaves are about to drop, but this is evergreen, okay? So it doesn't drop its leaves. It's interest absolutely all year round. You get lovely, luscious lime green, olive green, and then the fiery displays. I love that combination actually with the grasses there. I think that works beautifully together. Now the Obsessed is a slightly larger variety of Nandina. We also do one called Firepower, which I've got at home. That one's a slightly shorter variety. This one can grow to 3 or 4 feet in height and a couple of feet spread. So if you
kind of back of the border.
Yeah, if you were looking at a choice between the two, this one's going to be more of a border plant, maybe. Keep it towards the back of the border.
I've got a confession. I bought both varieties in one go a few years ago, and I actually did manage to plant them the wrong way around. I kept looking, going,
oh no,
that's not doing a lot, because I actually put the Firepower at the back of the border, and then I put this at the front. I was like, I got the wrong way around. So yeah, but this one is the taller one.
This one's the taller variety. So if you've already got the Firepower and you want to add this one in, planting those together, one at the front, one at the back, that would be beautiful. And if you've got a lot of deciduous plants, which I've discovered, I've got a lot of deciduous plants.
Yes.
I need to work on my evergreens and adding a bit more in.
I honestly,
this one's great.
I did exactly the same. I've got, some of you know, my garden's only 3.5 years old, and at one border, I looked in the winter a couple of years ago. I was like, that looks terrible.
Yeah.
It was just all twigs.
Well, I seem to have gone either deciduous or herbaceous. So I've got either twigs or nothing. So I definitely need to add some more evergreen plants into my garden.
And I do think, particularly with smaller gardens, we often say this, it is important to have plants that really earn their place all year round, and this does. So amazing foliage, colour-changing foliage, 12 months of the year. You do get the white flowers in the summer, you get the berries, of course.
And you get berries as well. So spring, summer, autumn, winter, you've got something absolutely beautiful with this plant, something to look at in every single season.
And that really is a great price today.
$9.99, that's incredible.
I think, Bex, if we both had to agree on a plant to buy today, that would definitely, it's got to be in the top 3 for both of us.
It's definitely got to be, because it is a true multi-season feature plant, and I don't want to skip over that information too much because it really is something for every single season.
I've got a friend Vicky who, in her tagline is "I kill everything."
Well, she doesn't, but I think she's hilarious.
Yeah, she's a friend of mine. She's not that bad a gardener. She's a member of my garden club that I help run, and. But this one would, if you are somebody that's a bit new to gardening, you lack a bit of confidence, it's really quite difficult.
Such an easy one.
To not have success with an Andina.
Yeah.
All of our products that are winter hardy do come with a lifetime guarantee from YouGarden.
Yeah.
And we mean it. So if you buy a plant, it doesn't do what we're saying. We say it's winter hardy, then we'll replace it for free, or you pay us a postage.
Yeah, and that's the lifetime of the plant, by the way. So... yeah. Amazing.
It really is. Right, moving on, we've got Dutch Iris next, and my word, I think the shape of iris flowers is gorgeous, but I really like the colour palette on this, don't you?
Yeah, it's
I think yellows and blues
blend.
and purples, pinks, they look so good together, don't they?
Yeah, and the iris is just such a recognisable flower, isn't it? You don't look at an iris and think, what is it?
No,
you
so
know it's an iris. It is absolutely beautiful, nice and slender as well. So, it can grow a couple of feet in height, but it doesn't spread. It doesn't have unruly foliage with it as well. So this is definitely one that you're going to want to plant in multiples, in groups, which is why we've done this brilliant double up deal here, because you can get 100 bulbs, or if you double up and get 200, obviously you get a saving there.
That's good, isn't it?
It is good, because you're going to want to plant probably 25, 30 of these in a group together. If you were to plant individual iris, they would be very lonely, they would be very lost. So definitely plant these into, multiples of groups in a pot quite happily, or spread out in your borders in those groups as well. It will be beautiful. But Shaun, you're right. What is gorgeous about this collection is that colour mix, that blend of colours that really make each... They work well together, don't they? They make each one stand out against each other.
I think that's a wonderful collection.
Lovely sunny spot. This is going to need nice summer flowering, June, July time. You're going to get those flowers. But the beautiful thing is that these will naturalise. I'm
going to say you get more year on year.
Yeah. So real minimal effort, maximum impact with this one.
And then as they naturalise, you get more and more. You can, of course, divide them, move them around. 200 bulbs, Double up deal at £19.99. If you just want £100, £17.99. Now, I know we've got lots of new viewers joining us this show here on YouGarden TV. It's great to be with you, by the way. So this is our home. Yeah, we do sleepovers here.
I sleep in the corner there.
Yeah, well, on the compost.
Yeah, I sleep on the compost.
But no, seriously, Bex and I and Stu, who you don't get to see a lot of the time, hardly ever. He's the genius in charge of all the technical side of things. But the three of us, with Craig, who helps us, and obviously there's a big team behind the scenes, we are YouGarden TV, and we broadcast every week 10 till 1 on a Wednesday and Thursday, and 10 till 2 on a Sunday.
That's the current hours. I mean, hopefully...
We'll do more in summer.
We'll do some more. We'll start increasing the hours. Oh, and there's going to be a bonus show next Wednesday as well. Our head gardener.
The VIP show.
The Font of All Knowledge is going to be here at 3 o'clock next Wednesday to do a special show as well.
Yeah. And we're going to have some dedicated specialist shows on things like houseplants.
Love houseplants.
Certain fertilisers. We've got clearance shows at certain times of the year. Everything, of course, is on our website as well. But let's show you how you can save even more money, because we love, as gardeners, as real gardeners, we love saving money. So that Nandina, if you were on just the website, that is £17.99. What's the postage on it? £6.99. So if you were just shopping on a website, you would pay £24.98. But if you're a YouGarden TV customer, you've got a special code, YGTV0224. Add that, apply the code. Suddenly, that goes down to £9.99. Suddenly, 100 of the free miniature daffodils have appeared, and the postage has gone down as well. So it's so important to use that code. And actually, you bear in mind, those daffodils we did sell for £20, £19.99 on YouGarden. The total order there, including the Nandina Obsessed, is £14.98. Which is amazing. Right, the iris, let's just pop those in as well. So there's £17.99 for one, but we've got a double up deal. So if you want to go for 2 of those, and there you go, they're now £10 each.
Wow.
I know. Now we are at, the subtitle on that is £29.98. So if we wanted to, we'll have to put in something over £10 to get the discount. But let's put the Ceanothus in. Should be £12.99. But there you go. £6.99 to you, garden customer. In that goes. And do you know what? I'll be honest. I'd put some compost in today, wouldn't you?
Oh, 100%, because
because that'll get you over £40.
It will get you over the £40. You'll get your free postage, but also you can never run out of this compost. We'll come to it and we'll talk about compost very soon. But you must never run out of that compost, and we're going to be planting so many things soon, aren't we? So yes, get that compost.
I'll tell you what, Bex, a little bit later on, should we plant up some of the bulbs?
Yes, please.
Yeah, there's free
planting.
bulbs.
Let's
Because
do
they
it.
do need planting now, so we'll plant some up in the show. So that gives you a little idea of how you can save so much money. And one final thing, there's a little reminder there, save a further £7.80, become a YouGarden Discount Club member. So, all you need to do, add that to the basket. It's a £5 for the year on auto renewal, and you'll save £7.80. So you've actually got your money back and more in the first.
Look at the saving.
I know,
What is
the
that?
first order.
£83.96. And you're spending £60.75. That is incredible.
Really good. So yeah, lots of ways. And our regulars have got really good at saving money. We know you have.
Yeah, and really good at getting their free gift as well, haven't they? Because you know, if you've got a postage included item already, just place that as a separate order. You'll get your free gift, and then place another order, and you'll get another free gift.
Well, Elaine, good morning, Elaine. Elaine's
Good morning,
one of
Elaine.
our lovely regular viewers.
Every day she's here, isn't she? Thank you, Elaine.
We really appreciate your company, Elaine. So
do.
Elaine put an order in this morning and then forgot compost. Now, the great thing is, Elaine, if you now do a second order and go for another compost order, you get another free gift.
Yeah.
And you won't have spent extra on postage, because postage on the compost is free.
It is, it's included, so you don't have to worry about that at all.
So that is the free gift with every order today. And we've just been honest. It's we're on the cusp when it comes to planting daffodils. You can just still do it, but don't, when they arrive, don't just go, right, I'll plant them next month. There you go. No!
No. Those need to get out. And if you don't want to get out in the garden to plant them, get some pots, put them into pots, and then you know, they'll flower this season, and then you can either keep them in the pots or plant them out into the borders afterwards. You know, you will get years worth of joy out of these because they come back for you every single year.
And the only thing I've ever found when I've planted bulbs late, sometimes they've come up obviously later, which makes sense, but not by a lot.
To be honest, I think even planting now, the chances are they'll probably come up on time. I think they probably will.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know. An occasion they've come up just slightly shorter, but honestly, it's not too late. But do it as soon as they arrive if you can. But they're worth £20. I mean, amazing. Do you know what? I'm gonna place an order today.
Are you? What are you going to buy? There's a lot, actually.
Do you know what I'm really tempted with? What? I'm tempted with the Bollywood.
Yes.
Because I'm...
Into your ericaceous border.
Yeah.
I'm looking over at that favourites table.
I know.
You see, there's lots. That's the favourites table over there. We're going over there in a minute. We're going over there.
I'd like to go for the geraniums because I've only got Roseanne, so I'd like a few different ones.
I quite like the peonies.
I'm okay for peonies. I've got quite a few peonies.
You've got a few peonies?
Yes, I
haven't got any peonies.
What else we got?
We've got the rose standards. We've got some fruit trees.
We've
got the magnolia.
I forgot to buy that this week, the yellow magnolia.
Yeah, the yellow magnolia.
And do you know what? I'm going to buy the potato kit because I didn't grow potatoes last year. And you inspired me. Because
I loved growing the potatoes.
So I'll be honest, we've got a kit with the 30-litre pots, but I've got lots of 30-litre pots, so I'll just probably buy the refill kit.
Buy the refill kit. Yeah, there is a refill kit if you're looking for potatoes.
I'm going to grow some spuds this year because I love my potatoes.
I love potatoes.
Right, let us know what you're ordering, by the way, and let us know what you're going to be doing in the garden. It's a great time for planning, of course. And then just quickly, we've also got another buy one, get one free. It's with our gladiola bulbs. Buy 100 bulbs.
Yeah.
But then use our code and you'll get another 100 free. And I know 200 seems a lot, but these, again, like to be planted in clumps.
Absolutely. It's just like the iris, OK? So these are sort of just like them. Bit taller. But yes, it's very much the same story in that if you planted one gladioli bulb on its own, it's going to look a bit insignificant, a bit lonely. You do want to plant these in groups together. So this is where the buy one, get one free and getting 200 of these bulbs is really going to work for you. Because, again, you're going to plant 25, 30 of these in a group together. And what you get with this particular collection is such a wonderful sweet shop confection of colours that work so beautifully together, and a whole big display of these is going to look incredible. And you're getting 200 of these bulbs if you do that buy one get one free. So if you are a fan of cut flowers in your home, you will have more than enough to give you displays outside and be able to bring indoors as well.
And I've got a nice tall vase, and I often put gladioli in it. And they're really quite striking.
They're quite long-lasting as well,
They are.
As a cut flower. They do work quite nicely. And I love the way they sort of open in succession, a bit like delphiniums. I love a delphinium. How it opens in succession, up the spire of the flowers. And that's what happens with your gladioli as well.
Just thinking, my delphiniums were not that good last year. I don't know why.
I only planted them last year, so they were quite short. So this year, I think they're going to be even bigger.
But that is an amazing deal. Great for the back of a border as well. 200 for the price of one. In terms of position becks, I've had mine in sun, but I think they'll cope with less than that, won't they?
They will cope with part shade, absolutely. They want a little bit of sun, but as long as they're getting a few hours worth of sunshine in the daytime, they will be absolutely fine. I
was thinking my mum's gladioli in her garden, they don't get a huge amount of sun, but they definitely get some.
No, they do not need a full sun position.
Loads of you watching, by the way. Thank you so much for joining us on YouGarden TV. My name's Shaun Ryan. I'm known as Shaun Ryan, presenter and plant man on social media, so you always contact me there. Bex.
Yes, I'm Rebecca Bex Edwards. There's Shaun down the bottom.
Yes, in case you're getting this confused, that's me.
That's me.
That's you.
So on Facebook, it's Rebecca Bex Edwards, or on Instagram, it's Bex Edwards My Garden. What we do try to do on there is tell you a little bit about us, a little bit about our gardens, but we also give you news and information about what's happening with the shows and things as well. So yes, it's well worth giving us a little like and a follow on there.
So I'm giggling. You know, I run a garden club, and it was our meeting last night. We had a great guy talking about snowdrops. It was
that
fascinating.
sounds really interesting.
This gentleman was called Joe Sharman. He one of the snowdrops he actually sold. He sold it for £2,000, not to us, obviously.
One bulb for £2,000.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
But I was trying to come up with new ideas for the garden club, and I joked. I said, right, so what we're doing this year, we're going to be part of Naked Gardening Day.
We are. No, I'm totally getting you into this. Something's happening.
I was expecting the group to be oh no, we're not doing that. If you were like, oh yeah, that's good. I was like, no, I'm joking.
Have you heard of Naked Gardening Day?
Yeah.
It's a big thing, apparently.
Hang on, I'm not doing that.
I'm going to get you to do it. I am.
We'd lose all our viewers instantly.
No, we'll do some carefully positioned photos. I'm totally up for it. Let's do it.
I'll hide behind a massive tree just with my head sticking over it. Can't do that. Anyway, really joking.
Come on, let's go to the favourites.
We've got loads happening seriously on YouGarden over 2024. We also have got shows on QVC as well, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
Both of us got shows this month.
Indeed.
You've got some...
So you're on Sunday. I'm there on Tuesday.
So I'm Sunday, 12 o'clock on QVC. Totally different offers from what we have on these shows, by the way. So I'll be on QVC on the main channel for you 16 midday till 1, and then you're doing QVC Style.
So I'm doing QVC Style on
the 16th,
Tuesday the 16th, 5 o'clock I think it was, and then I've also got shows on the Friday and Saturday next week as well on the main channel.
Yes, you have
sections in shows.
So just check out QVC's guide as well.
Well, if you follow us on our Instas,
you'll find us.
We'll let you know what's happening on there.
So there's loads happening, and we'd just like you to be able to be part of as much as possible.
Yes, please.
Yes. Right.
This
is the favourites table. So these are the most popular items this week.
So far,
yes.
So far.
And
it changes every day, to be honest with you, but so far these have been the favourites.
But we're going to start off with the amazing agapanthus. It's a buy one, get one free. So buy 5 bare roots, get another 5 absolutely free for just £9.99. So they're actually working out £1 each. Oh, no. Now, I remember in summer, we had the Agapanthus africanus, the big one, because this is the big one. And I mean, obviously, they're a lot more established, but do you remember, even when they were on offer, they were between £20 and £30 each?
Yes.
They were big, don't
they
get me wrong.
They were big, they were potted, you know, they were, but they were,
Yeah, but these will get to that size,
They
won't they?
will
Give them a few
indeed.
years and they'll get there.
Well, this is the Africanus blue, so these are the taller variety of the Agapanthus. You can get shorter varieties and they're beautiful, but this is the big, bold, beautiful Agapanthus that you can get here. They can reach, with those spires of those flowers, they can reach 1 metre in height, maybe even a little bit more. I'm convinced the ones we had in those pots, you know.
I think they might have got,
I'm sure they were a bit taller. But around 90 centimetres, 3 feet, 1 metre in height, that is the height we can get to. And the thing with Agapanthus is they have really nice, strong, sturdy stems, don't they?
Yeah, you never have to stake them.
I know, which is incredible.
Because sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I'm staking things...
it's annoying, isn't it?
And it looks messy.
Yeah, I know.
There are other options, just stakes, but sometimes I'm in a bush and I think, I've got to stake that, otherwise it's going to snap and it just looks a mess. These don't need any help.
They really don't need it, but they are proper showstoppers, these. That if you want the wow factor, this is the flower to have in your garden.
And actually, there's a really top supermarket, very nice, very pricey. They sell Agapanthus as a cut flower.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Well, I bet, actually. I bet they're expensive.
Yeah, just £20 a stem.
Just £20, that's all. Well, you can grow these in your garden as a bare root as well. This is going to be absolutely fantastic because you're taking it on the journey right from the start. Now, they do take a little bit more time to establish as a bare root. You're definitely investing in the future of your garden by planting this from a bare root. The only trick, the only tip that we need to give you when it comes to Agapanthus is making sure that the roots feel restricted. It's very important. I made the mistake years ago, before I knew anything about anything, of just planting my agapanthus out, and it didn't flower. And that's the reason for that is I planted it in a very empty border, so the roots don't feel like they're getting hugged. They don't feel like they're being restricted. So agapanthus is fantastic as a pot plant. You don't want to go too big with the pot. They want to feel like they're really restricted. Or you told me about this. Make sure you plant it into like a really full border.
Yeah.
Because then it's squashed in amongst all the other plants.
That's what I did with mine. I put it in a really tight little spot amongst lots of the plants, and it's loved it there. It really has. They do like sun. They're from South Africa, some of you'll know. So if you've ever been to South Africa, it's sunny. And they like the sun.
Yeah, I mean, they are known as the African lily. That's the other sort of name for them. So they do want a nice sunny spot.
Yeah, but they're magical. And honestly, I cannot emphasise enough that price. You can, and when I got my first garden, I was so keen to get it looking nice. I had quite a bit of, I'll be honest, I had quite a bit of money at the time, and I would just go to a garden centre and see something looking fantastic and go, oh, I'll have that. But actually, that's a really bad way to.
Oh, it's not the most cost-effective way of doing it, is it? You know.
And often when you buy something in full bloom, the moment you buy it, it's only going to go down, and it won't be moved from the garden centre to your garden. So actually, to buy it as bare root, to get it in its home at the very beginning, so it can spend many years settling, is a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely, incredible value. Anything bare root just represents incredible value for money, because what you're not doing is you're not paying for the raw materials. You're not paying for the pot. You're not paying for the compost. You're not paying for somebody's time and effort that they've put into growing it on, which is why you'll find a lot of gardeners do invest in bare roots, because they can get the best value for money.
And again, all the details on there. So height, as we said, up to 36 inches, 3 foot, and planting depth there about 4 to 6 inches, as you'd expect. So if you ever forget what we've said, it's all there on the front of the packets. And we always have great information on the YouGarden website as well. So all the products have got really detailed information in terms of where they want to be, how you plant them, and there's lots of hints and tips as well. But that is amazing. They're £1 each, it works out. Fantastic value. Again, as we said, all the bare roots, I always give them a good soak.
Good soak, yeah, absolutely. And you do want to pay some attention to those bare roots, fairly quickly. You don't want to leave them in the bags for ages. A few days, you'll be fine. But yeah, you need to get onto it as soon as possible.
Yeah. And they would be fine in pots, as we said.
Perfect, yes.
Right, we're going to go tall now. So this weekend, I'm on QVC on Sunday. Bex will be working with the very tall Dan Bancroft.
He's not that tall.
He's compared to me. He is tall, isn't he? He seems tall.
I don't know. No, I don't think so. He's handsome.
Oh, God.
Morning, Dan, if you're watching.
Hi, Dan.
Has he said hello this morning? He hasn't said hello this morning.
But I'm really joking. He's a great friend. He's a great friend of ours.
He is.
But the reason why we talk about height is because this lily doesn't have any insecurities about its height.
None whatsoever.
It's not like me going, oh, I'm not that tall. I'm actually 5'10"ish.
You are. I was going to say small, but perfectly formed. You're not small, but you're perfectly formed, Shaun.
Thank you. But these are giants in the lily world.
They are.
So, Bex, first year, they're still going to grow tall, aren't they?
Yeah, they'll still grow tall. I mean, ultimate height that these can reach is somewhere around 6 feet, maybe even taller. Now, I don't think you'll get 6 feet out of it in the first year, but they will get to probably a good 4 feet in height.
Wow.
But it's not just the height on this. This is all about the amount of lilies that you will get per plant, because each of these can have 20, 30 flowers per bulb.
Wow, so per stem.
Yeah, it's almost like a lily tree. It's not like a lily flower or a lily plant. It's like a lily tree. It's incredible the size that these can reach. And what you are getting in this collection is 5 different varieties. So 5 colours and 5 bulbs of each. They come to you individually packaged. They've got their names on the front so you can see which is which. So if you are colour coding throughout your garden, you can follow that. But look at the mix of colours that you're getting in there. Love this two-tone one here. That beautiful kind of orangey colour, the lovely lighter pink. I mean, the collection that you will get there is just glorious. And the price, when you think about how big, how beautiful these are going to grow, I mean, what are we talking? Just
we
over
worked out 57
pence, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Per plant.
And I know last year, my local garden said, oh, that's Stu's garden, by the way. He's had those lilies there about 7 years.
Yeah.
And look at the height. And what they do, they just hide that fence, don't they? I'm not being funny, but fences are not the most attractive things in the world.
No.
But those flowers just, I just think they look magical against the fence there.
They really do.
What I was thinking, I've got a lovely garden centre near me, but their bedding plants last year in 9 centimetre pots were £2.50 each.
Yeah.
And that bedding plant would only go one season, then you throw it away, it'd die. These will come back every single year.
Every year.
And year 2, year 3, you should be getting taller than me. Taller than 5'10".
It's true.
Yeah.
And because they grow nice, strong, sturdy stems, I mean, they have to be strong and sturdy to hold the amount of flowers and the height. These really shouldn't need staking. I grew loads of lilies last year. Not these ones, but I did grow loads of lilies. And actually, the majority of them all needed staking. And I was happy to do it. It's fine. But these really shouldn't need that at all.
Yeah. They say are so easy to grow. Really, really easy to grow. Winter hardy, and they work out 56 pence each. Honestly, the value we're doing today, you are saving £25. And I don't know any other plant that will give such a spectacular show for just a few pence.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
Really don't. Right, we've got lots of messages coming in. So, I know, a very important message.
Very important. Happy birthday to Jan. What a lovely time, hey? I love birthdays. Birthdays are the best.
We're not going to say your age, Jan.
No, we won't say it. But happy birthday.
Yes. It's a good age, that sounds, actually.
It's a brilliant age.
But yeah, happy birthday, Jan, and thank you for spending some with us as well. Now, Millie, good morning, Millie. Millie has got a little question about the agapanthus.
Okay, she's put 3 of the agapanthus in one of our big black pots. What, the heavy-duty pots? Is that okay?
Oh, what, the heavy-duty or the ones we've got on the show today?
It must be the heavy-duty.
They're similar size,
Are
anyway,
they bare
aren't they?
roots that she's planted? Do you know?
Planting spacing is 12 to 16 inches. So if you put 3 in there...
I think, Millie, it's maybe a bit big.
Yeah, would you put
I
a few
think it's a
more
bit
in?
big, yeah. I think you're either going to need to put more plants in there, or what you need to do is take them and put them into smaller pots until they establish, and then you can put them once they've formed their root structure. I don't think that they're getting the right kind of hugging thing going on. Their roots aren't going to feel restricted enough. So yes, yeah. And my tip would be put them into a smaller pot.
Millie.
Sorry, Millie.
But do you know what? If you just plant them, it's easy to move them. Or put some more in there.
Yeah, it's really important, honestly. My agapanthus, I still haven't moved it. I will move it at some point. I think it's 4 years I've had it there. It still hasn't flowered.
Yeah.
And it's because they are the bare roots, apparently. Yeah, you need to put them into much smaller pots for them to establish.
Yeah, they wouldn't do them any harm being in a big pot, but as Beck says, it would just take a lot longer.
It'll take a lot longer for them to come into their own. So yeah, I would take them out of there and I'd put them into some really small pots, let them grow and get established, and then later on, once they're established more, then you can start putting them into bigger pots, you know, together.
But thank you for that question, Millie.
I hope we've helped.
Yes.
I hope we haven't caused you too much of a headache.
No. I'm glad you asked early now.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Any more questions, Stu? No more questions. So I think we're going to talk about Strelch, aren't we?
Yeah. Now, it's obviously been really wet over the past month. So go on.
Neil.
Morning,
He's going to order the agapanthus. Well done, Neil.
Morning, Neil.
Neil's one of our regulars.
He is. We like Neil. Get a good vibe from Neil.
Good vibe from Neil. Absolutely.
But I was just talking about how wet it's been. Now, luckily, it's all beginning to dry out, fingers crossed, in the UK. But wet means slugs and snails, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. And although, obviously, slugs and snails, they have their part, they have their role in our gardens. But what we don't want them to do... I mean, our hedgehogs love them, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
But what we don't want them to do is eat your favourite plants. And this is Strelch. We have got a deal today. 2 of the big bags for $36.97 with postage included. But this is actually a multi-purpose product. We'll just start talking about slugs because I know particularly if you begin to think about growing your vegetables and things like that. I've sometimes seen vegetables like lettuces and things just disappear overnight. I remember planting marigolds once actually, and they disappeared overnight because of slugs.
Yeah, absolutely. They really can get, they will demolish certain plants very, very quickly, very, very easily. And the beautiful thing about Strolch is it's multi-purpose. It's got lots of different reasons for you to use it, but one of them is that it will keep the slugs and the snails away. It's mineralised straw, and there's something in it that they just don't like. They don't like the texture, or I remember. I'll have to ask Peter, our head gardener, again. He said there's something, it gives off this something or other, and they just don't like it. It doesn't hurt them, it doesn't damage them. It's a really nice sort of eco-friendly way. No pellets, no poisons, nothing like that in there. They just slither off somewhere else. They do not like crawling over this. So if you put this around the top of pots, or if you put it around plants that are in your borders, it means that the slugs and snails cannot get to those delicate plants.
And actually, a good tip, now obviously your hostas are not going to be coming up yet, but with certain plants, if you don't get them protected from slugs early enough, then it's almost too late.
Yes.
So think about what you've got in the garden right now that will be affected by slugs and snails as they start to come back to life. Say hostas, if you've got pots with hostas in, put a layer of this down right now, and when those hostas start to come through in the springtime, their leaves will be absolutely perfect. But that's only one reason to buy Strolch, isn't it? Just
one of them. As we said, it's a multi-purpose item to have in your garden. So another reason to have it is that, it looks neat. Look at that for starters. Makes your borders look nice and uniform and gorgeous. But it also helps with water retention as well. So, that will become very important to us, particularly over the summer months, because it helps to keep that moisture in the ground. It is also an excellent weed suppressant. So this is arguably a really good time to get this down on the ground when there are less weeds growing. You go round, you do your weeding, put this down, and it will help to suppress that weed growth coming through. Multiple reasons. Was there anything else? I think that's it, isn't it? Those are all the reasons to go for this, but there are several. Oh, and a mulch, a mulch.
Yeah, so to help protect during cold weather. Actually, as a soil improver as well, if you've got heavy clay soil like Bex and Adam, who watches regularly, just digging that through as well.
Yeah, it really improves the texture of the soil. It's excellent.
It's a brilliant product. It's got great reviews on our website as well. We will deliver it free of charge, and you get 2 big bags for $36.97.
And we don't often do the 2-bag deal.
No, we don't.
We often bring you the 1-bag deal, but we very rarely bring you that 2-bag deal. So this is a really good time to stock up on that now.
And as it says on the packet there, great for organic gardening. So there's no nasty chemicals in there, which you often get when you're using slug and snail deterrents. So ideal if you are into your organic gardening. Millie's going to re-pot her bare root agapanthus.
Well done, Millie.
So I think
that'll help.
Lots of viewers today on the website and, of course, on YouTube and Facebook. So lovely to have you. Just quickly, and I do apologise because I know regulars, you must get sick of us saying, use the offer code.
Use the code.
Use the offer code. But I once forgot to use the offer code, and I was so annoyed with myself. Because I missed out on all the offers. So that offer code, YGTV0224, it changes every week, but that unlocks all the promotions, and it gets us a brilliant free gift today, doesn't it?
It does indeed. I've brought the board. Yes,
well
I have. You get a bag of 100 of our short mixed narcissi bulbs. You get a whole mixture of different varieties in here. Go on.
I've got an idea.
What?
Right, this is for everyone watching right now that's placing orders. Could you do Bex and I a favour? Plant your free bulbs and let us know what happens to them. Because I'm going to plant, and I'll put my results on social media. Bex is going to do the same.
I will do.
But one of the topics right now is it too late to plant bulbs? Certain bulbs, yes. If you've got snowdrops that have been sat in the greenhouse or the shed since you bought them in October, it's going to be too late.
It's going to be too late.
But you can plant narcissi at this time. You're on the cusp. You've got to do it when you arrive. I'm going to be honest. Don't leave it a month or two. But it'd be great to see what results we all got planting these in January.
Do you know what? I've got some bags at home. I've got a meeting to go to this afternoon, and I've got some compost, so I will do it this afternoon.
Yeah.
I will get some pots. I will plant them. I'll put a little video on my Instagram and Facebook later on, and then I will chart the progress and let's see what happens.
And I'll do the same.
I will do it this afternoon.
The golden one is they should be fine as long as you do it quickly when you get them. So do send us some videos in. Let us know how they do. It'd be amazing. I remember planting some narcissi in our pub garden. I'd left it really late. It was January. It might have even been I can't remember. I'll be honest. I can't remember if it was mid or end of January, but they still all came up.
Yeah.
They're just a little bit later, I would say. So
well,
yeah,
that is a free gift that you get with every single purchase, and we've done that since we launched YGTV.
Yes.
You know, we've given a free gift every single time we do a show. All you have to do is enter the offer code here. It's our magic key code, YGTV0224. Whenever you place an order, if you enter that code, it unlocks all of the deals. The buy one get one free is the double up deals, but it also gives you your free gift.
And we should say, if you're watching us on our website, that's great. But if you've got a smart TV with YouTube, then you can just, you know where all your apps are for like Netflix and Amazon Prime and all things like that. If you just find the YouTube one, click onto it and type in YouGarden, then every time we're live, it's the first show that comes up, and then all the other shows will be there as well.
Yeah, and am I right? If you subscribe, you then get notifications of when we go live. You have to switch them on, but yes, you can then get notifications and stuff. It's really simple to do. But
most newish TVs have got all the apps,
got them already,
like
haven't they?
Netflix and YouTube's just there, and you just type in YouGarden. So if it's a bit annoying watching us on your laptop or whatever, you can watch us on your big TV on YouTube just by clicking into the YouTube app and typing in YouGarden. That's what my mum does, and my mum's 83. And she's like, I don't know what this UB-Tube is or whatever. But anyway, she found us. What does she call it? No, she didn't call it
UB-Tube.
No, she calls it something else. I think she calls it New Tube.
YouTube.
New, as in N-E. Yes.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
I love it. I remember my nan talking to me years ago because she had DVT, you know, the deep vein thrombosis.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yes.
But she used to call it the DVDs. I've got the DVDs.
Oh, bless. Imagine we get enough things muddled up.
We get it mixed up as well.
Right, we better move on.
DVD.
Something that we're not going to get mixed up with is our peony collection. This is correct. We love this. It's one of the best sellers right now. And again, it's a buy one, get one free. So 6 peonies, winter hardy for $12.99.
Oh, yes. Yes, please.
Lovely colours as well. I mean, I grew up thinking peonies were pink, but actually there's so many wonderful colours.
Yeah, you get a whole range of colours, don't you? And this collection, I love the colour mix that you're getting here, because you're getting that beautiful white, pure white, the gorgeous scarlet red, and then that lovely pink in there as well. I think if you were to plant these sort of together in a group, I like the mixture of the colours that you get. You don't need to with a peony at all. You know, it's not like with your gladioli or your iris where you want to plant them in clumps. You could easily spread these out in your garden because they do work beautifully as a standalone plant. But I think the display that you'd get of putting 3 of these together would look amazing. Really nice. But you do get a buy one, get one free here. So you could be getting 6, 2 of each. Well, you would be getting 2 of each as long as you enter that code. Peonies are just some of the most beautiful flowers, aren't they?
They're big, they're blousy. Look at the size of them compared to the hand next to them as well. They are bare roots, so again, in the first year, you should get a few flowers, but year 2, year 3, they really come into their own.
And they have a gorgeous scent as well, don't they, peonies? It's not the strongest, but there is a lovely kind of floral scent to them.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I think the amount of petals that you get is why we highly anticipate the blooming season of peonies.
And again, they like a sunny spot.
They do like a sunny spot. This is not one that you want to, shoehorn into a shady spot. They need at least 6 to 8 hours of sunshine in a day. Otherwise, you're just not going to get the flowers.
But you want to be, obviously these are another bare root, give them a little soak, plant them as soon as you possibly can in nice sunny spots, and you'll start to get the shoots in spring, so you'll start seeing a few leaves come through in spring, and then hopefully you should get some flowers in the first year, but you'll get more and more as the plant develops. So my nan had one that was, it was huge, and there must have been hundreds of flowers.
Oh my word.
It was spectacular, it really was.
Yeah.
Right in the front of her garden where it was beautifully sunny, and I remember as a child it was magical.
Yeah, I bet.
They're really stunning, peonies. Yeah. And I do like the white as well as the red and the pink, so you've got 3 different ones. Actually, you get 6, so you get 2 of each of those. Amazing value.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous.
And again, if you ever struggle in terms of when they arrive, you might think, hang on, what did Shaun and Beck say in terms of planting, position? All the details and descriptions are on our website. They're really good. Yeah. Really good.
Yeah, there's loads of information on there, lots of tips of aftercare, how to look after it, how to plant it. It's great. Yeah,
we time to time, I'll buy something and think, hang on, well, not sure about this, that, and I'll always double check on the website.
Listen, you can't remember everything.
You can't
remember it all.
And sometimes you just have those foggy moments, don't you? Right, we're going to move on to one of the best deals today. This is one that I'm definitely putting in my basket. Geraniums, 5 bare roots, but you'll also get 5 free. So again, these are working at £1 each. Now, one of the best-selling geraniums we had over summer was Roseanne.
Yeah.
And we were selling 1 geranium for, and with Marina actually as well, didn't we? Was it Marina?
Was it Marina? Okay, well, I remember Roseanne a lot.
Yeah.
And I've got Roseanne, and it's beautiful.
But they were about $12.99 or $14.99 for 1 in a pot. You can buy them as a bare root now and get 10 for £9.99 because it's
£1 a plant again.
£1
a plant.
Wow.
Absolutely brilliant for a very, very hard-working plant in your garden. One that isn't fussy either.
It's not lazy, this one, is it?
No, this one works so hard. You get a really long flowering season from this. Normal flowering time is about May through to October, though we were still getting them in November,
Mine
weren't
looks
we?
pretty good in November still.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, once the first frost came, that was it.
Yeah, but because we had a mild season, these just kept flowering. You are supposed to deadhead to encourage more blooms to come through. Both Shaun and I didn't deadhead our geraniums, and they were brilliant. We probably would have got even more displays if we'd have been more on it and deadheaded them. So please do deadhead, because it does encourage more flowers to come through. But they're versatile because you can put them into pots or you can put them into borders. They don't mind a bit of shade either. They're quite happy in sun. They're quite happy in shade. They're great for underplanting trees and shrubs and things. And, you know, they don't mind wet and dry conditions either. So really, really versatile. Long flowering. Perennial, coming back for you every single year.
And we should say they do die down completely in the winter. So don't worry when next winter they die down again. They will come back year after year and get bigger and stronger. And we said they're good ground covers because although they don't go really tall, they do spread.
Yeah, so they probably double their spread to their height. So reaching about, 30-ish centimetres in height, but they can double the width that they spread. So if you've got gaps in your borders, fill them with beautiful long flowering plants, because if you don't fill the gaps, what grows there?
Weeds. And do you know what? They're really easy to keep in shape as well. I mean, a few of mine started to get a bit carried away and start to grow into other plants, but they're really easy to just trim back and have them exactly
keep them in nice shape.
Yeah, they're brilliant. They're such hard workers, gorgeous colours as well, and they're definitely going in my basket today because they're working out £1 each. All the bare roots you can plant right now. Just make sure the ground isn't frozen or completely waterlogged.
And if it is, but you want these in your garden, put them into a pot.
Yeah, totally.
Put them into a pot now and then transfer them as and when you feel happy to do that.
Because sometimes I'll buy things and I'll be like, oh, I'm not sure I want that to go in my garden. So, yeah, that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
Start them off in pots, wait till they get a little bit established, then put them in your beds and borders.
And we've all got a stack of plastic pots, haven't we? We've all got a stack of pots by the shed. I never get rid of them.
I don't.
I've got, and you put them in size order, don't you? It's like Jenga for pots.
You're right, I never throw a pot away.
Never. That'll come in handy sometime.
It will. 10 of those for $9.99. Don't forget to confirm your orders today. I know lots of people watching. If you get your order to £40 or more, we will also give you free delivery as well. So do bear that in mind.
Yes.
Free delivery on all orders. Give you a little example. So at the moment, we have popped in the peony and the geranium, but we haven't used the code. So all you do, because we're getting 3 peonies and we're getting 5 geraniums. And the postage is $6.99 there. Do you have an offer code? Yes, you do. YGTV 0224. Apply the code, and then suddenly you get another load of peonies free, so another 3 of those, another 5 geraniums absolutely free. So now we've got 6 peonies, 10 geraniums, £20 worth. We sold those for $19.99. £20 worth of the miniature daffodils for free, and the postage has dropped by £2. So, we really want the YouGarden TV to be phenomenal in terms of the deals that we bring, and we are getting bigger and bigger as each week progresses. So do put that offer code in always, and also don't forget, If you want to save a further £2.30 there, then all you do is become a YouGarden Discount Club member. Really easy to do. All you need to do is add that club membership to your order as you check out. There's two different ones to choose from. So the green one is the one that most people go for because it's better value. It's £5 currently for the year, was £20. And that will give you all of those benefits. So 10% off every plant and accessory. That does include compost. 5% off every outdoor living and gifts order. All of those vouchers. So you get £20 worth of YouGarden vouchers. You can use those throughout the year, one every 3 months. It's almost like getting £20 worth of cash back, actually, isn't it? And you get exclusive offers, competitions, and expert advice. So the only difference between the green membership and the purple is the green one is £5 less, and it will auto-renew at the end of the 12 months. But if you want to cancel it, you can do. The £10 one is a one-off yearly membership that will not be renewed unless you make it happen. And then finally, I don't know if you've seen the small print there on the £5 membership, but it says the price will never go up. So we will only charge you £5 a year for the rest of the time that you're a member. So that could be 10 years, 20 years, but we'll only ever charge you £5 for club membership. That is brilliant. I must have saved, I bet I've saved hundreds of pounds actually. I know Bex has as well. So thank you to all the regulars and the new viewers today as well. Right, now something that, one of the first plants that I grew in my garden, so I've got a new garden, it's only 3.5 years old, and the Stilbys are one of the first plants that I put in. And I bought them as bare roots from YouGarden, yeah. And last year they were amazing, actually.
I bet they
really
were.
Good.
So I've got a bag of Astilbe that I'm going to be planting into my garden this year. I'm so excited to do it because this is such a gorgeous colour mix that you're getting included in here. 5 bare roots, mixture of colours. You've got that lovely lilac, the pink, the bright red, the gorgeous cream colour. I think as a collection together that works really beautifully. But you are getting a buy one, get one free. So you can get 10 of these in the deal here today. Astilbes are bright, they're bold, they're colourful, the flowers are just so different, aren't they? They look beautiful. You're saying there's hundreds of tiny flowers,
well, the flowers
that
are
make
tiny,
up
so they
those.
create like a mass, almost like,
yeah.
I don't know how to describe them, but like they're like plumes almost.
Yeah, they look like mini trees, don't
Yeah,
they? The way that they grow
beautiful.
upright like that. Now, they don't mind, actually, their perfect positioning is a dappled spot, dappled shade, and a quite moist soil.
And that's exactly where mine are.
So I think this is going to be incredible in my garden, you know, but it's also a wonderful thing for some of those more tricky spots in people's gardens, you know, dappled shade and moist areas. It's quite tricky to find something that will grow there. So Astilbe, giving you gorgeous kind of summer flowers, June and July time, that's going to be a wonderful, wonderful addition.
And I've got mine in the bottom of my garden, at which the grass slopes down, so the water does drain down, so it is nice and moist. And there's trees there, there's shrubs, and they just give these bursts of colour in some. They're really nice. And what I didn't realise, because I've had mine in there 3 years now, you were saying that this year I should divide them.
Yeah, they do form clumps, which is great.
Yeah.
I love a clump forming plant because it does mean that you can divide them and you get free plants, basically. You can divide them and then spread those around your garden. But it's actually really important to divide these because it helps maintain the vigour of the plant. If you don't divide them, I mean, they won't die. They just won't give you as, you know, big and bold and beautiful displays. So it's really important to do.
That's on my to-do list in spring. They do die down, so they are herbaceous. They will die down to nothing. But they'll come back every year. But yeah, once I start growing back, I will dig them up and divide.
Spread them out.
Share the love of my
Absolutely.
Astilbe. But I love them, and they're so easy. As you say, if you just put them in a dappled position, moist soil, that's pretty much it.
But you're not only going to make yourself happy with these, you're also going to make the pollinators happy with these.
Course.
Because these are, you know, bees and butterflies and things are going to absolutely adore these. So this is really going to be a valuable plant to bring into your garden in order to invite those beneficial pollinators in. They're hardy, they're easy to grow, they're robust, and it's a gorgeous complementary colour mix that you're getting.
God, and I know when I bought mine, I just got pink and cream, but yeah, so many lovely reds in there,
reds and the lilacs and things.
lilacs, absolutely amazing. And again, the value today, 10 of those for £12.99. And
2 bags there.
And my bare roots did flower really nicely in the first year, actually.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, and the thing is, they will get bigger and better,
Course they
won't
will.
they? This is the thing with your bare root planting. We are very much investing in the future of our gardens. You know, to plant a plant is definitely an investment in the future, but definitely when you're looking at bare roots.
And height-wise, I'm trying to think how big mine go. Probably about, I'm going to say 50, 60
Yeah,
centimetres.
50, 60 centimetres, couple of feet high, about the same spread, really nice growth habit to them. You know, it's a nice shape, isn't it? A nice mound that it
do you know
forms.
what? Even when the flowers go over and they start to fade, they actually still look quite attractive.
Yeah.
I left mine on last year. I thought they still looked really nice.
Yeah, I'm
so
excited about growing those.
I'm glad you've gone for those. I know. I've been to Bex's garden and definitely they will suit a couple of borders because you've got a fairly shady
I've got
borders.
your classic, you know, family garden. It's a big patch of grass and then borders around the edge. But unfortunately, those borders can be a bit shady just with the way the sun moves, so it can be tricky. But with the clay soil, wet soil, and shady spots, Stilby's going to do great.
Anyway, good morning, by the way. Welcome to YouGarden TV.
We're doing compost.
We are doing compost.
I'm rolling my sleeves up, getting ready to do it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, let me move
You
these
and
pots
myself,
out
Shaun
of the way.
and Olivia Bex Edwards, and we're just coming now to our best-selling product of all time here at YouGarden. Bit of a story behind this one. So, if you've never watched the show before, we broadcast from a lovely potting shed. Man, oh God, this is a dream. If I had this potting shed,
How happy I would never leave it.
No,
this was in my garden. I'd be in the shed all the time.
I wouldn't bother going back home. I'd
No,
just
me
live in the
too.
shed. But what we do, we broadcast all of the live shows from here. Outside, there's an 11-acre nursery. Here it is.
There
do
we
you know
are.
what? I mean, obviously in spring and summer, it's magical. But even in the winter, it's a really nice place.
Do you know, I had a lovely walk round there with Stu yesterday. We went round and we had a look at loads of different... And when we walked the whole area, we went into all the greenhouses as well. We went into the tropical areas. It was lovely. Yeah. So nice to be here.
And actually... gardening is all year round. Obviously, we do a little bit less in certain months, but we always have great plants pretty much every single week of the year. But our best-selling product is our premium professional compost. And for many years, this compost was only used here at the nursery.
It was, yeah.
So still used, of course, for growing plants on and for anything that we grow here, of course, ourselves. But over recent times, we have made it available to everybody, and I'm so pleased we have, because it is the most incredible compost. I've never found anything that comes close to this. Have you?
No, neither
Never.
have I. Since I've started using this, it has been absolutely incredible, and it's because of a few different reasons. It's packed with some gorgeous ingredients. So the first one I'm pointing out, just because I found them, is the little green balls that are included inside here. Now, this is a slow-release fertiliser. Slow release meaning that your plants can get their feed as and when they need it, which is really, really important, actually. You know, you are going to keep water, you know, doing your water-based feeding, and we have the amazing Blooming Fast that you can buy, which is incredible, but being able to get their goodness, look how many there are just in that little section I picked up. That's really important for plants. So that's just one of the many ingredients. We've also got here, look, composted wood fibres. Now, this is really well composted as well. Look, as I move my hands through this, there are no great big lumps and trunks. There's no great big bits of twigs and stick in here. It's incredibly well composted material in here. Now, that wood fibre is excellent because it helps with the amazing texture of the plants, of the compost, but it also helps with even water distribution. It also helps with water retention as well. So this is really important all the way through the year. Now, we've got 3 different types of peat in here as well, black and white peat, but that's been reduced over the years. Obviously, there's environmental concerns there, so we use the minimum amount for the maximum results within here. There's also lime in here, which helps to balance out the pH of the compost, and this is really important when we're talking about it being an all-round compost. This is something that you use whether you're planting seeds, whether you're planting trees, and pretty much everything in between.
So it's not too acid, it's not too alkaline.
That's it.
Perfect for so many of your plants out there. And we always say, and I mean this hand on heart, we don't claim to be the cheapest. We're not going to stand and say, this is the cheapest compost you're going to find. No. But we do believe it's the best. But actually, when you start to break down the price, most of you lovely viewers watching right now are club members. So you'll get the best part of £2.50 off this every time. So that takes the price down to about £22.50. Then you've got to bear in mind, you're going to get 100 bulbs worth £20. And we did sell them, you'll know, £20 worth of the Narcissi, which are the short ones, grow about 25 centimetres. Then you've got to realise we deliver this free of charge as well. So no postage to pay, 2 bags. They are commercial, so they're not covered in marketing spiel. They're not made to look attractive. You know, sometimes you'll be in the garden centre and you'll look and go, ooh, what's that? Because it's got this on it and it's got this picture of that. No, this is the real thing. So it's a commercial graded compost. So we would love you to try. Lynn's in the group chat and she just said she will never use any of the compost now.
Yeah, and you know, we get comments like that so often, and even though this started its life as a commercial product, just the nursery used it, over the years that we have brought this to you, thousands and thousands of people have reviewed this.
Yes.
And sometimes they write great big paragraphs, long essays, and I always think when somebody has taken the time to write something, you know, amazing. So there's a thing, right? If you're unhappy with something, you'll tell loads of people.
So true, isn't it?
If you're happy with something, you might tell 1 or 2. So for thousands of people to write really long comments about how good this really does tell you something. It's not just us trying to sell you a product. It genuinely is real people like Lynn in our group chat who's just said she'll never use any other compost. It is absolutely incredible.
And I can genuinely say that Bex and I, we are so proud of working for YouGarden and bringing products like this, because it's a great compost. And I honestly believe that it can turn you into a better gardener overnight. So I run a garden club in our local community. There are some very experienced gardeners there, but there are some people that are new to gardening.
Yeah.
And they arrive and they're a bit nervous, like, oh, I don't know anything about gardening.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I just want to start because I've just moved and I've got my first garden. And you know, we're all at different levels, but we honestly believe that by just investing in this compost, you do become a better gardener overnight.
It makes such a big difference.
Yeah,
it really does. Being, you know, the carefully curated kind of recipe of ingredients that's the same every single time you buy it. The consistency of it is incredible, and the texture of it really does help the roots to grow and form. That strong root structure is one of the most important things in order to get bigger, better, healthier plants.
And because we are doing free postage when you spend over £40, if you've got some other items that you want to buy today and you're currently paying postage on them, get your compost in your basket.
Yeah.
And if that takes the total order to over £40, you will get free delivery on the entire order. And Elaine placed an order earlier, and she's got a compost, so she placed a separate order for compost, and she got another lot of free bulbs.
Oh, it smells so good.
I said she will anyway. It really does smell good, doesn't it?
It smells amazing, honestly. It's fresh, it's lovely, it's so good. We're going to deliver this to you in 2 white bags as well, remember. But they also come to you boxed. So these are completely plain, completely unbranded. But these bags also come to you in a cardboard box, which means that if you are multi-ordering your bags, you can stack those as well for use later on. And I do want to just point out to you, if I can, the texture of this compost. Because I kind of skipped over the root structure and how it forms this really strong root structure. And it's so important because roots need room to breathe, okay? They need room to spread. Now, we did a trial previously. This plant was grown in our premium professional compost, and we grew one in a standard compost. And you can see instantly the difference, can't you? Now, above ground, both of these plants look absolutely fine. There is lovely green foliage growing. But as they grow bigger, which one do you think is going to give you, a bigger plant, more flowers, more bumper crops of fruit? Of course, it's going to be the one with the strong root structure. But if we also think about, changing weather conditions, if we just think about the last couple of years, for example, we had that crazy hot summer one year, didn't we? That stressed plants out. Or maybe you get the deluge of rain that we've been having recently. If you've got a plant with a really strong root structure, hopefully that plant is going to be the one that's going to be able to, weather the weather, basically. It's going to be able to deal with the changing conditions in the weather much easier. Also, if there's any, diseases or pests or things around, if you've got a plant with a really strong, healthy root structure, it's going to be able to deal with that stress even more. And it is about getting the best out of your plants. If you're spending money on buying plants plants, if you're buying grow your own items, if you're buying our fruit trees or our potato kit, you want to ensure success. And one of the ways that you can ensure that success is by investing in the premium professional compost. Please just take a look at the reviews that we've got on this. This isn't, as I said, just me standing here saying how amazing this is. This is real people telling us the results that they have achieved. 325 reviews just on this particular item code. Obviously, we used to work on another shopping channel and shopping channel and for 20 years or so, oh, maybe not quite 20, but yes, many years, we've been bringing this to you, and thousands of people used to send us all sorts of reviews. It's incredible.
It really is, and we'd love you to try it for the first time. We appreciate all of you regulars, pretty much you all use this compost.
We're getting loads of new viewers today. Stuart keeps telling us in our ear that how many people are watching and how many are new viewers. So we really do appreciate you coming and joining us. If you are new, welcome. This is YGTV. This is our amazing potting shed, and we bring you shows on a weekly basis. We're here from 10 o'clock on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, and we're also here on a Sunday from 10 o'clock as well.
Yes, although sadly we're sad for you. No, I'm not.
Sean's not with us this Sunday.
No, well, we also work with our shows on QVC. So, but most of the shows we are here together because we love working together. We're a great team, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Right, just quickly, we've got some amazing deals on our pots as well. So, a lot of you, obviously, you're thinking, oh, I'm getting all these free bulbs worth £20. Where can I plant them? So these are the ideal. These are our Knox planters. So they are hanging baskets, but the actual hooks, they'll all just come off if you want them to, so you can literally just do what Bex is doing. In fact, I'll keep mine on since you've taken yours off, so you can have them like that, or you can have them like that.
Yep.
They're normally $7.99 each, but you're going to get £3 off, and you're going to get a free one as well, so it's $4.99 for 2 of those. And actually, I'm just thinking about Mother's Day in March. You could plant your free bulbs in there now, and with a bit of luck, they'd be flying just round about Mother's Day time.
Oh, I love planting stuff.
Yeah, I do. I've got the day off tomorrow.
You're going to do some gardening?
I am.
I might get out in the garden tomorrow.
There's always jobs. If the weather's good, I'll be outside. If not, I'll be in the old greenhouse. And then the other, these are amazing. Loads of you have been going for these. These are our big Tuscany planters.
Just get rid of all
now,
that.
They're close to 30 litres. In fact, Bex, can you do me a favour? Have you got a 30-litre heavy-duty pot? Yeah, brilliant.
Yep.
So, these are normally $12.99 each. We're doing 2 today for $11.99. It's a buy one, get one free. Now, when it comes to planting big things like trees, what Bex and I will often recommend are the heavy-duty pots. And these are brilliant for tomatoes, potatoes, bare root fruit trees.
Garlic.
Yeah, you've got your garlic growing.
Roses.
Raspberry canes. But, again, I'm just being honest. They're not designed to be attractive as such. They're practical. Because they've got the handles, they've got great drainage, but they're not beautiful, are they? They're just practical, but they're brilliant pots. But if you want a big pot that looks a bit more attractive...
I mean, look, the size is absolutely comparable. You know, this would be fantastic and, as you say, a nice, attractive-looking pot in order to grow those things in.
Because I know what it's like. Sometimes you want all the gardens look really lovely and beautiful, and the 30-litre pots work really well. I mean, I was growing tomatoes in them last year, but the pots were in the greenhouse, and I've got fruit trees in them. But again, I'm lucky. I've got a big garden, so they're over one side and they're not on full view.
Yeah.
But if you've got a smaller garden or you just want everything to look good, these are more attractive, but they are a very similar size.
great value as well,
Amazing
honestly.
value.
I mean, it's £6 a pot, which is just fantastic for a pot of this size. They already have the drainage holes in there, so there's no extra drilling or anything that you need to do. The usual price on here, £12.99 is what's on the label there, and that's for one. What we've done is we have taken £1 off, but we're also doing it on a buy one, get one free offer. So you're going to get 2 pots for £12, basically.
Can we just say, we want to say hello to Ian.
Good morning,
Morning,
Ian.
A new viewer who used to watch us on our previous channel.
Welcome. Glad you found us. That's really good.
And Ian wants to know, are we going to be doing strawberry runners?
Of course.
Yes. And actually, we should say on the live shows, we bring you a great selection of products, but obviously there's loads on our website as well.
Yeah,
so
there's
if
loads on there.
something that we haven't shown you and you're thinking, do we have strawberries, do we have raspberries, go on our website, YouGarden, YouGarden.com, and everything's there, but always use our code, Ian. That's a special thing because that will unlock any extra discount.
You'll be surprised, you know, you will unlock all the special deals and discounts and offers, but you will also get your free gift included.
And something that you'll know, Ian, if you watched us for years on our previous channel, we never had the discount club.
Ah, no, that's true.
No, I didn't know about it. I worked on the shows for years, and Bex did. But yeah, the discount club gives you 10% off all the plants and your compost, loads of other
In fact, if
extras.
Ian watched us previously, he will know about the compost.
He will.
So maybe, Ian, you should put a little message in the chat for us. Tell people about the compost.
Yeah, but do join the club as well, Ian, if you think you're going to order regularly, because you'll save 10% and it's only £5, don't forget, for the year on auto renew. But yes, hello, Ian. Thank you for finding us.
Morning.
Right.
You're going to review. I'm going to change the table.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
All right, you
See
go
you in a
that
bit.
way. I'll stay here with you lovely people, if that's okay. Right, what have we seen so far on the show? So, the most amazing rhododendron. It's called Bollywood. I'm buying this one. I have got a little area full of rhododendrons, but nothing as spectacular as this. Now, the name, I think, is perfect. When we think of Bollywood, we don't think beige, do we? We think of pizzazz, we think of excitement and colour, and this is amazing. So the foliage has got hints of pinks, greens, creams. It is evergreen, as you'd imagine with the rhododendron, so looks good all year round, but in springtime, you're going to get these most amazing flowers, and it is spectacular. Now, I will say, with rhododendrons, they are acid-loving plants. They do need ericaceous compost. So you can buy that on our website. So if it is going in a border, just mix a bit of that in there. But these will give you the most amazing, spectacular displays for years to come. And I've got mine kind of semi-shade. They do really well there. Very easy to grow as long as you've got the right soil. And so they are, of course, acid-loving plants. 510-717. Then we brought you a brilliant selection of cherry trees. Now, these are all bare roots. All you need to do is soak them, and you can plant them straight away. There is Kanzan, there's also the Kiku Shideri Zakura, I hope I pronounced that correctly, Bex, and the Amon Agava as well. So 3 of those, Kanzan, Amon Agava, and the Kiku Shidari Sakura there as well, all for £54.97 with postage included. So 3 trees, they all form different habitats. So one is really upright. This one is like a waterfall, so you've got all the branches cascading down, and there's more of a traditional shapes blossom tree as well. So do bear that in mind. One is compact, tall and slender. One is a traditional shape and the other is like a weeping tree as well. They'll all be labelled, so you can cross-reference on our website just to double check which one will go where. But the blossom that you're going to get this springtime is going to be absolutely spectacular. 500-124 is your item there. Now, we do a couple of different types of Nandinas here at YouGarden. This one is the Nandina Obsessed, often referred to as sacred bamboo. So it will grow a little bit taller. So it will grow to about 1.20 meters in terms of height. It is fully evergreen, but as the temperatures drop, the leaves get redder. So in the winter time, you get these fabulous red leaves, but they will stay on the actual Nandina. They won't all come off like you'd expect in autumn time. Doesn't do that. In the summer, the leaves will go greener. New growth can even have flashes of kind of pink in it, but you'll also get white flowers and you will get berries in the autumn time as well. Really easy to grow. Very tough plant, this one, fully winter hardy. And all I say is it's finding kind of semi-shade, sun, it's finding both of those, just like it's a well-drained soil, but incredibly easy to grow and would work very nicely in a pot actually. Some of the pots we've had on the show would be absolutely superb for the Nandina Obsessed. Love, love, love that. Oh, no, you definitely need to use a code for this one. Ian, if you're buying it, on our website, $17.99 with $6.99 postage. But if you use our offer code YGTV0224, apply the code, suddenly you get a big saving. It goes down to $9.99. You get your free miniature daffodils. They are worth £20 today. They're free with every single order, and your P&P will go down as well. We're really determined to help everyone get as many savings as they possibly can here on YouGarden TV. And that is the Nandina Obsessed Sacred Bamboo. It isn't a bamboo, by the way, so please don't think it's invasive or anything like that. But I guess it looks a little bit similar to bamboo and it kind of rustles a bit like a bamboo, but it is not invasive at all. Now, we also had a beautiful poppy for you. This is Patty's Plum. You actually get 3 bare roots. Again, all the bare roots on the show are ready to plant right now. Just make sure that it isn't frozen outside and really waterlogged, but they're all ready to go right now. Or of course you can plant all the bare roots in pots. So this poppy is spectacular. You should get some flowers this year in summertime. Year 2, year 3, you could get 20, 30 poppies, reaching a height of around about 90 centimetres. And actually lasting for several weeks as well. And what I always do, when my poppies are flowered, I trim them right back, keep them well watered and fed, and you get loads of new growth, but also you may get a second flourish near autumn time as well. But how beautiful are those? I mean, oh my God. And obviously not only great in terms of their aesthetics, but fabulous for pollinators in your garden as well. We do love the poppy, don't we? But those ones, I think the colour is just amazing. It really is outstanding. And that one is definitely on my list today. 580059 for Patty's Plum, 3 bare roots. Now, another really top recommendation today is Kojo no Mai. So this is a shrub. It's fairly slow growing, so it's not going to be invasive. It only grows, say, a few, I would say mine probably grows 10 centimetres a year, something like that. Not a massive grower. It stays nice and compact. When it comes to springtime, you get red buds, and they're a really lovely red, but when they open up, they're this fabulous, very pale whitey pink. Absolutely stunning. And you've noticed you get all the blossom before the leaves, so it makes it really, really striking. And you just get hundreds, absolutely hundreds of these gorgeous flowers. Obviously then followed by the leaves. Actually, as a little bonus, the leaves turn really nice colours in autumn as well. So before it loses its leaves in autumn, they really are spectacular in terms of colour. Loves a sunny spot, this one, so a nice sunny spot, reasonably well-drained soil, but very easy to grow, but slow growing. And actually the way this grows, it kind of twists and turns, so it reminds me a little bit of a bonsai. It's really beautiful on so many levels. Honestly, if you haven't got a Kojo no Mai, comes with my top recommendation today. 510014 at just £14.99. Right, another brilliant deal when it comes to bare roots. These are Hardy Peony collection. It's a buy 3 bare roots and get 3 absolutely free. Now again, these are not shy and retiring. Peonies, you get these absolutely wonderful, full, blousy flowers. They're big, aren't they? When you think about the flowers on a peony, they are really big. We're talking probably bigger than the size of your hand. They're stunning. And we get a white, we get a red and a pink ×3. Again, they love a sunny spot. They are herbaceous. They will die down during the winter months, but they will come back bigger and stronger year after year after year. All the planting depths are on there, but height-wise, these will grow to about 36 inches. And so when you plant those, just find a nice sunny spot. Loads of you joining us here on YouGarden TV 580004, and it is a buy 3 bare roots and get another 3 absolutely free. Now, in terms of value, our geraniums are the best I've seen here at YouGarden. We do sell perennial geraniums in the summertime in pots with buds and flowers for around about £15 each. I know we definitely have the Roseanne for that kind of price. Buying as a bare root makes so much sense because these work out £1 each, and they are really easy going. So just to give you an idea, they flower from June time all the way through, man, we're even flowering in November. They only grow to about 30 centimetres in height, but their spread is around about 60 centimetres. And they spread and meander beautifully. So filling in gaps, suppressing weeds, hard working, and they will come back year after year after year. And it's a buy 5, get 5 absolutely free, 580005. And also we've got loads of bare roots today, the agapanthus. Now these are the Africanus blue, they're the tall ones. So they will grow to round about 90 centimetres in terms of height. Again, they love a sunny spot. They do come from South Africa, very, very obviously hot and sunny there. So they love a sunny spot, and they really do need to be a little bit contained and crowded. They don't like being in big open spaces. So if you plant them in too big a pots, or if you plant them in too big a gap in your border, they'll just take a long time to flower. So do bear that in mind. And again, all the planting instructions on there. So these should be planted in terms of spacing 12 to 18 inches apart, something like that. And height-wise, 24 to 36 inches. They may get even taller. 580023. But loads of new viewers joining us today, loads of orders coming through, but we've still got loads more to show you today on YouGarden TV. And Bex, you've got some more poppies, haven't you?
Yes. Excuse me. Yes, absolutely. We're going to start with the Oriental Poppy collection, and in this collection you get a mixture of poppies included. Okay, so what do we got? We've got 5 bare roots, but it is also a buy one, get one free. So what you need to do with buy one, get one free is put one into your basket. Make sure you enter that code. It's really important. It's the YGTV0224, and then we will automatically enter the next one into your basket. Don't miss out on the freebies. Make sure you use the code in order to get them. Okay, so yeah, Oriental Poppies. It is also, by the way, postage included if you enter the code in as well. But you're going to get 5 beautiful bare root poppies in here, a gorgeous mix of colours. We know that poppies give that lovely kind of cottage garden feel. They're very, very easy to grow, even as a bare root. And if you don't know bare roots, they're so simple. If you can take a potted plant and plant it, you can plant a bare root. All you have to do is take the bare roots out of the bag, soak them for a couple of hours, and then plant them into the ground. The instructions are on the front of the bag as far as planting depth and planting spacing is concerned. And then you'll water it in and you will wait. The wonderful thing about poppies is that they are quite fast growing. You'll get lots of lovely foliage on here. And then around sort of May, June time, that's when you'll start to see the beautiful poppy flowers appearing with that gorgeous, iconic, dark centre to them as well. They're very, very pretty, aren't they? The mixture of colours that you're going to get, the reds, the orange, the pink, the white. Generally, they support themselves, but you know, if you want to give them a little bit of extra help, they might need a little bit of support, particularly if they're in a more open or exposed area. But these are a wonderful plant to put into, you know, mixed borders. If you've got herbaceous borders, these are incredible, but they will also come back for you every every single year, because these are perennials. So they'll die back down over the winter months and then they will come back for you. You can also leave, because they produce their poppy seed heads, and those are really interesting to leave on the plant over the winter months, just to give you that extra bit of interest going on over the winter. So that is your Oriental Poppy collection, 580007. All you need to do is go onto our YouGarden.com website, enter that item code, and you'll be able to follow the instructions there and enter that into your basket. So we're going to move. Yeah, come and join. Oh,
room for one more and a there's room for loads. You could all
Don't tell them that.
I know, come and join us.
Party in the potting shed.
Yay.
We should do that.
No, do you know, I was just looking across and I saw the King Charles lily.
Yeah.
And I just saw how beautiful it was. Don't you
stunning.
think? I mean, the colour, I love the edging, don't you? That white edging.
That white edging that you get to this really does make it pop, doesn't it? It makes it really stand out. I do love the King Charles lily. It's a gorgeous colour.
It's rich, isn't it?
But it's also a really early flowering variety. So this one, actually, if you love your Stargazer lily, that's quite a popular one, isn't it? And that's an early flowering one. This one actually can flower way earlier than the Stargazer lily. You know, a good sort of 4 or 5 weeks quicker. So if you're into your lilies and you like having lots of lilies, you can increase the flowering season by going for early and late lily flowering ones. So this is your early flowering. Around May time, this will start to come out.
And I always think lilies can make a beautiful cut flower, can't they?
I think they're gorgeous as a cut flower.
They are.
Love them because they're bold and they're bright and they're big as well. The flowers you get are quite large on these.
And lilies are often used in florist displays, aren't they?
Yeah.
But they look great just by themselves as well in a vase.
They do, and you know, they don't need the most amount of sun either.
No.
You want a sunny-ish spot, but they can cope with a bit of shade. As I said to you, I've got a standard, you know, family garden, patch of grass, borders around the edge, and because of the way the sun moves around, all of my borders are quite shady at times, but the lilies grew beautifully in my borders.
And they're very easy to grow. If you're a little bit of a novice when it comes to gardening, I know they wanted a competition with lots of people at work, and we were all given a bag of lilies to grow. And some people were really experienced, some weren't, but everyone got great results.
Yeah.
It's quite hard not to get great results with the lily. Winter hardy, of course, as well.
Winter hardy, they come back for you every year. They can multiply as well, particularly the earlier flowering ones. They tend to multiply quicker than the later flowering varieties. So you can get such good displays from this with very little effort.
We should say lilies only flower once a season, though,
Yes.
so don't expect them to keep flowering. Once they've flowered, what I tend to, I take off the dead flowers just so they don't waste energy on seeds, but we do let them grow down naturally, so that feeds them again for the following year.
Absolutely, yes. Cut the top off by all means so they don't look ugly, but then leave the stem so that it grows back into the bulb and puts all that goodness back in, and then you'll get even bigger and better displays next year.
So those are going to grow reasonably tall.
Yeah, about 70, 75 centimetres.
So we had the skyscrapers, they were the tallest, they'll go to 6 or 7 feet. They're about 7 centimetres. But the shortest lilies that we've got on the show, the most compact, are actually the carpet lilies, a flame mix. Now, I've never grown these, but you grew these last year,
I
didn't
did.
you?
I planted these last year. Now, I didn't do it right, because I think with these, what you need to do is you need to plant them in multiples. You need to group them together. And I just sort of put a bulb here and a bulb there. And listen, they were lovely. But you definitely want to put a group of these together, so you get that lovely mix of colour.
Out of all the lilies on the show, I think these lend themselves to a pot perfectly, don't they?
Look, there's one of mine in the border.
It looks lonely.
It does look lonely. It'll be fine. It'll come back for me this year.
You get more this year. Yeah,
I don't mind. But look at the colour. Look at the red colour that you've got on there. It was a gorgeous sunny day, but the shine on those petals was absolutely beautiful.
And I sometimes think, I've got different areas in my garden, but I sometimes think when you go for really bright colours, it just cheers you up. That's vibrant. I've done subtle displays before, and I've done pastels and lots of whites and things, but when you go for a flame mix like this, there is something really, really dynamic about it, isn't there?
It is, and it's a gorgeous complementary mix of colours together, so definitely group these. Pots would be amazing, but if you do want some colour at the front of your borders, they only reach about 30 centimetres in height, so if you do want these at the front of the border, it's a perfect place for them to go. So
because sometimes, I mean, we've all got different gardens and different spaces that need filling. But say some of you might have looked at the skyscrapers, gone, "Oh, I can't have lilies that are 6 or 7 foot." These are the most compact ones that we do, and again, they will come back year after year.
yeah, they
after
really
year.
will. Yep. Winter hardy, easy
Yes.
to grow, bit of a sunny spot, you'll be absolutely fine. They look amazing.
Go. Well, let us know if you're going for any of the lilies today. Elaine went for
Elaine,
those.
well done.
Yeah, you love them, Elaine. They will put a big
I need
smile
to see
on your
Elaine's
face.
garden. I tell you, she's going to have a great garden, isn't she?
Yeah, I've seen a few pictures of
Have
it.
you?
Yeah, have you not?
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah, it's got lots of nice pots, got lots of lovely stuff
Oh,
there.
Elaine, I'm going to come and check
But
out your garden.
it's going to be even better this year. And that's our goal. Bex and I, our joint mission is to make sure that everyone's gardens are hopefully the best they've ever been. But also, it is the journey. One of the most famous gardeners in the UK, he says a garden's never done. And it's true. It's an ongoing, I was going to say work of art.
No,
but it's an
it's a project, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't call mine a work of art. But yeah, it's constantly changing.
Yeah.
And I think every year, you always learn something new. We both learn loads every year. And you always get, because every year the climate's different, the seasons are different, you'll always get some things one year that are amazing and some things that are not quite as good.
Well, listen,
that's all the fun of it, isn't it?
I mean, I certainly learn by making mistakes,
Yeah,
basically.
absolutely.
And that's where you learn your best lessons, aren't they?
But
I make a lot of mistakes.
What we try and do here at YouGarden is provide you with such great products and garden ammunition, like the brilliant compost.
Yeah.
So we try and make sure that you get the best results possible, don't we?
Absolutely, yeah.
And lilies are so easy to grow.
Yeah, big impact flowers, though.
Right. I'm very excited about this rose. This is our raspberry ripple. Now, I do love a raspberry ripple ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe not today.
No, not today.
But we are both absolutely fascinated by this one. It's called Raspberry Ripple, and the name perfectly sums up the rose. Every rose is different as well, isn't it?
Every single one, yeah, because you've got this bi-coloured thing happening with the rose flowers on here, and it's caused by something called a jumping gene, and this is what makes every single flower on here incredibly unique. And in fact, with this, you can have some that are entirely one colour and some that are entirely the other colour,
and then everything in between.
You get this lovely mixture of everything in between. It's incredible, and you get clusters of flowers. It's a floribunda, which means that it's even more disease resistant, but also it means you get repeat flowers all the way through the season, May through to October time, maybe even later into November. In fact, as I was saying the other day, my Arthur Bell rose, there is a rose on it right now, which is weird. It shouldn't be there. But it is. But it is. I'm not questioning it.
Bex, the more we look at those roses, the more fascinating they are.
They are fascinating.
Look at them.
I think they're real standout roses, you know. I love roses. I've really turned on to roses in the last few years. I love the scent. I love the display. I like that they're long flowering and actually really simple to look after. You know, all I do is deadhead throughout the season to encourage more blooms to come through, and I will be getting out in the garden at some point just to prune back my rose bush, or bushes, which is very, very easy to do.
I was going to say, personally speaking, I think sometimes we maybe worry too much about how we prune roses. Yeah. Roses are really hardy.
They're so hardy.
Yeah, tough.
You can be quite brutal with them.
I have some years I've just gone, right.
Chop them right back.
The golden rule we both find is just use some really sharp secateurs. You don't want anything blunt that could then give a bad cut and allow disease in there. But, you know, I tend to, if a rose got too big, I have cut it right down before. Just get rid of the dead wood, the old growth. But they're actually really easy. And we tend to, here at YouGarden, bring you roses that are disease resistant as much as possible. So roses that really deliver. But we also like to bring you the weird, the unusual, the spectacular. And that one is, isn't it?
Yeah, and we've got a few of those. You know, there's another one that's called Oranges and Lemons. We brought that one to you.
I like that one as well.
I personally think if you've got oranges and lemons, this would work really nicely with it. We had the Abracadabra last week, which was a lovely bi-coloured one as well. They're really interesting.
And don't be scared by bare roots, because...
I've got my hair on there, look. It's one of my hairs.
Yeah, you won't get that at home. So the live or wrapped up, you want to plant it as soon as possible if you can. Give it a really good soak. I always soak them overnight just to be sure, but at least a couple of hours. If it's going in the ground, nice big hole, you know, up to maybe twice the depth of the root. I always put some organic matter, and I use our compost every time, don't you?
Absolutely, always.
Little bit if you can afford it. And a little bit goes a long way. We both highly recommend the mycorrhizal root grow. It's a brilliant fungi that just allows that root system to establish a lot quicker. And that gives a lifetime of benefits to the plant.
Lifetime of benefits. Really, really good to get that root establishment going as soon as possible.
So if you can add that to your order, it is 100,066. Then just backfill the hole, say with the soil, and if you've got a compost, even better. Make sure it's well watered till it establishes, and that's pretty much it. Likes a sunny spot, I presume.
Yeah, all roses, they pretty much want a good 5-6 hours worth of sunshine. Yeah. If you ever say full sun, it basically means 5 or 6 hours worth of sunshine in a daytime. Some like a bit of morning sun, some evening sun. Yeah. I wouldn't be too prescriptive about it at all. As long as it's getting a good sort of 5-6 hours worth of sunshine, you should be absolutely fine.
And that one will be very happy in a pot as well.
Yeah. Well, I've got I've got roses. I've got rose in a border. I've got the little baby rose. I can't remember what it's called, but we brought it last year. I've got the bare root standard roses, but I also planted my menopause rose in one of our heavy duty pots just in about October time. So absolutely perfect to grow roses in pots as well.
And if you're not sure where it goes, you can just put it in somewhere as a temporary home, sort of heal it in, as they call it, and move it when you know exactly where it needs to go.
Roses don't mind being moved.
No, they don't.
They really don't mind it. Actually, I need to move one because I've got it in too shady a spot, so I do need to move a rose.
But that, if you like to have the unusual in your garden, I like my friends to come around and go, oh, what's that? Where did you get
love
that?
it when people ask me questions like that.
That is a rose to go for today. Right, so we better move on as well. We are going to go fragrant next. We're going to move on to our Daphne Perfume Princess, and oh my word, when it comes to fragrance, it's pretty hard to beat this one.
Really hard to beat, yes, because the fragrance that you get from a Daphne is absolutely intoxicating. It's definitely a strong smell, isn't it, that you get from a Daphne? It's very powerful smell in the best way possible. It really is glorious, but there's a couple of things that are a bit different about the Perfume Princess. The first one is that the flowers that form are actually, they can be 4 times larger than other Daphne varieties.
So you can see they're a lot more significant, aren't they?
Much more significant, absolutely. But this one also flowers along the length of the stem, whereas other Daphnes, you get the flowers towards the end of the stem. So if you're getting them across the length of the stem, you're getting more of them. They are larger, and they are what provide you the fragrance. So it's even stronger fragrance that you get from this. Nice and slow growing as well, so they don't really take over. They're wonderful as a pot plant, but if you want to put them into a border, ultimate height these can reach is about 3 or 4 feet height, and the same sort of spread. But they grow in a nice, neat habit. They don't get unruly and spread and take over, so there's very little maintenance on these. You know, there's maybe a bit of routine pruning that you would do, or sorry, I should say maintenance pruning, just to remove any dead or damaged pieces. But other than that, you kind of just leave it to do its thing.
Yeah, they are absolutely gorgeous. Evergreen, of course, as we were saying.
Yeah.
Grow in a nice, compact manner. They're not straggly. Not
straggly at all. And don't mind a little bit of shade. You definitely want some sunshine, but part shade will be absolutely fine.
And that is down to $19.99 today. Postage is included.
And winter hardy. So lifetime guarantee included on this one because it is classed as fully winter hardy. So
in fact, Bex, I'm thinking everything on the show, obviously with the exception of the houseplants, you don't be shoving them outside.
Yeah.
But everything's winter hardy, isn't it, today?
I think you're absolutely right, yes.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's all winter hardy. Right, what else have we got for you today?
Potatoes.
Yeah, right, so I'm buying these.
Yes.
Because I didn't grow potatoes last year. You did, and I was a little bit envious.
I loved it. Absolutely adored growing the potatoes. Now, we have the full potato kit. All you need to do is add compost to this deal. If you've already got the potato kit, if you bought from us in previous years and you've already got the pots, for example, you can buy a refill kit on the website. Just go in and search for that. You'll be able to find it. This is the full potato kit, which includes 3 heavy-duty pots down here. You also get 3 different varieties of potatoes, hence why you're getting 3 pots. Plus you're getting your bag of your potato fertiliser as well.
So everything apart from your compost?
Just add your compost, and 1 set of compost, which is 100 litres, will be enough for this kit, because these are 30 litres each. You'll need 90 to fill the tubs.
We'll go through how you grow this, because it's really easy. But what I will say is, isn't it nice to think that even if you've got a small garden, you can grow potatoes? Because in the old days, so to speak, to grow potatoes, I remember my uncles growing potatoes, and they had a big gardens. They had a vegetable patch in the garden. And that's where they grow the potatoes. But I remember it being really hard work.
It's a lot of digging. It's a lot of back-breaking work, isn't it?
A lot of digging.
Yeah.
But things have changed. Most people nowadays, not all, but a lot of people have got smaller gardens. They haven't got room for the vegetable patch, but you can grow your own just using the 3 heavy-duty pots. And we've got 3 wonderful varieties. So the salad potato is Charlotte. I love that, don't you?
Charlotte potato, yeah. So it's a salad potato, hot or cold. I mean, that slathered in butter with a bit of, herb on it. Oh,
love it.
Lovely. Or you can have it as a, potato salad with some mayonnaise and some spring onions in there. Absolutely gorgeous.
Now, there's also the red-skinned. I call it Desiree, don't you? Desiree.
Desiree, however you want to pronounce it. That one is an incredibly versatile potato.
Yeah, there it is.
It's a great masher, actually, because it's really kind of creamy. The texture of it is gorgeous, but it's also, you can boil it, you can roast it, you can chip it. Really versatile, that one.
I love that one. But there is one that you may not have grown.
The Pentland Javelin.
Yeah, which is a quick one, isn't it?
Well, it's relatively quick, yeah. So it's a new potato, and about 12 weeks after planting, that one's ready for you to be digging up, basically.
So 3 fabulous varieties. But if you've never ever grown potatoes, Bex is going to talk you through right now.
Yeah, it's really simple. Easy. 3 steps essentially. So, first thing you need to do is take your potatoes in their individual bags and labelled, take them and chit them. So to chit them, you just need the sprouts to grow on the potato. I put them into an egg carton, I stick them on a windowsill, I leave them there, and it takes about 5 or 6 weeks-ish in order for them to chit properly. So you want loads of shoots coming out of it.
Lots of those green shoots.
Lots of those shoots. At that point, you're ready to then plant out. This is why it's important to get hold of this now, because you've got that chitting time that you need to pay attention to. So then you're going to put about, 4 or 5 inches worth of your compost into the bottom of the pot. Place your seed potatoes, your chitted seed potatoes in there, and then just cover them with your compost.
Yeah, and just be careful not to damage the green shoots as you're doing that.
That's it, yeah, do it nice and carefully. Then you're going to wait for green growth to appear. When the green growth appears, bury it. Seems weird, but just do it. Then make sure you're sprinkling a bit of potato fertilizer in every time. Then wait for more green growth, bury it again. More green growth, bury it again. More green growth, bury it again, until your green growth is coming out of the top of the pot, and then you leave it. Then you're going to wait. There's going to be foliage, there's going to be flowers that appear. You're going to continue to water and feed, and then once the flowers start to fade, that is when your potatoes are ready for you to pick.
And you sort of know, don't you, the foliage starts to just go over slightly.
It just starts to wilt a little bit, the flowers start to fade, you know that that's about the right time. Then what I do is I take another bucket. I take all the foliage off, take another bucket, tip it up into the bucket, or a piece of tarpaulin, lay it out on the ground and tip the bucket over, and then you can start picking the potatoes.
That is a fun bit.
That's the great bit.
And if you've never grown your own potatoes, there you go.
That's my youngest son.
Yeah, there he is.
Out in the sunshine.
He does look like you, doesn't he?
He does a bit,
He really does.
He's a little blondie like me. Well, I used to be blonde. I dye it dark now.
Was he really excited?
He was so excited. It's a great thing to do with. Well, listen, I was excited as well. But if you've got kids in the family, if you've got grandkids, nephews, nieces, it's wonderful to take them on that journey.
And the taste is so good.
It's so good. I even got him. He's not a big fan of potatoes, weirdly, but I even got him eating potatoes because he was part of the process. He loved it.
He must love chips, doesn't he?
Yeah, he'll eat chips, but most kids will eat chips.
Yeah.
Struggle to get to eat anything else.
But that is such a good kit, and the price today, £21.95. You are saving £90, and I'm just gonna do my little spiel on the pots because I do. We both love these pots. Yeah, go on. So when you've grown your potatoes, don't forget you've got these pots. I was going to say for life. On our website says 10 years, but I've had mine over 10 years. They're great for so many different things. So yes, your potatoes, raspberry canes, tomatoes.
I've got garlic growing, a rose, an apple tree, and a cordyline in those pots. Yeah.
So you get 3 of them with your potato kit, or you can buy 4 by themselves at £19.99, postage included. But I can honestly say, out of all the products that I've bought from YouGarden, I use these the most. In fact, because we're working with QVC now, we've got shows on QVC coming up.
Oh, wasn't this the biggest seller? Or was one of them? Did I hear that?
Yeah, this
really
this in
popular,
the
wasn't it?
compost.
Yeah.
But I actually, because you always have to do when you're new to a channel, you always have to do a little audition, and I actually chose this to audition with.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I'm just so passionate about them. I thought, I love these.
And you know them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not difficult to talk about these, but I use them for gathering up leaves, weeding. I used to use those plastic trugs, but the handles used to rip off.
Yeah, I mean, I've still got a few of those, but yeah, the handles break and rip, and these are so much more sturdy.
To the wall.
This is where he pulls me
1,
onto
2,
the floor.
3.
Go.
Come on! But that is. But
if he let go, that would have been on the floor then.
But the handles, the point is they're
really strong,
moulded in there.
Oh, yeah,
great drainage. It's been really wet recently, and it might be worth checking some of your pots that you've got outside. Just make sure they're not waterlogged, because sometimes when you've just got drainage holes in the bottom and it's particularly wet, not enough water can escape. But here, you've got drainage holes all the way around as well. So yeah, brilliant for grading, but great for weeding, great for bringing your logs in from the log, if you've got maybe a log store outside. Fantastic, just for carrying things around in.
Yeah.
And actually, do you know what I do? I decant my compost into here sometimes. I've got a little shelf in my greenhouse, and I just find it easier sometimes to get compost out of here rather than the bag.
Yeah.
They're brilliant. Top seller. Designed to last 2 years, $19.99, postage included. Anything I forgot?
Nope, you got it.
No, they're brilliant. Right, something brand new next. Photinia, but Photinia with a difference, and it's a standard, so it's been grafted on this lovely long stem. And YouGarden, we always say our tagline is gardening for everyone, and we mean in terms of whatever size garden you've got, whatever level of experience. But we do bring a little bit of everything, and I do think we're particularly good at standards, don't you?
Yeah, we have a lot of standards. I mean, on our show plan, we've got a standard rosemary, a standard lavender, we've got our standard roses, and it is something that we do seem to specialise in, and they are incredibly good quality. In fact, when I went out on my little wander around the nursery yesterday with Stuart, I was amazed at the uniformity, if that's a word,
I think so.
There you go. Of how the plants were growing. And, you know, the Photinias, they were all the same height and the same size. It's beautiful, honestly. Now, with Photinia, what we get is this gorgeous, red, beautiful growth, don't we? And it's that new foliage that comes through nice and red. And this is why we love Photinia so much. But it's also evergreen. So you have this display all year round. And for somebody who's got a lot of deciduous plants in their garden, I need more of this evergreen. If you can stretch to going for a couple of these, because you know regulars know I'm a big fan of that symmetry. Either side of a doorway, either side of a gate or a pathway. I love that symmetry that you get.
Great.
And because with the Photinia, you get that display all year round. It looks good absolutely all year.
And I was thinking some of the standards we've had a massive selection. We have base standards that are beautiful, but with the Photinia you do get these wonderful colours. And I always think in springtime when you get all of that new growth, it's actually quite magical. You will get flowers sometimes as well with Photinias.
Yeah, you get clusters of these white flowers on there, and they do have a nice fragrance to them as well. They're quite a neat plant because the flowers appear and then they disappear. You don't really need to do anything to them. They sort of tidy up after themselves, don't they? You just need to maintenance prune this, okay? So as this grows, you're going to get this lovely lollipop head shape to it. We're not talking about topiary at all. It just takes a little bit of pruning. And that little image you're looking at right now, that really shows these when they're at their best. So when you get all of that new growth coming through. Now also, I've got a very exposed garden. I live in the country, so lovely views. But you'll know if you live in the country, the downside is if you've got the views, you're going to get the wind. Yeah. But Photinias, they do great in my garden, so they don't mind being a little bit exposed as well. No, they don't mind it at all. Really hardy, actually. Very, very hardy. The only tip I'm going to give is to make sure you prune it at the right time. What you don't want to do is prune away any of the potential new growth. Yeah, you're so right. Because that lovely red growth is what you want from this. So don't do what I've done in the past with my big Photinia, which is to prune it at the beginning of springtime, because that's when the new growth is going to come. Autumn time, you want to do it autumn time, yeah. and that's where you'll get that lovely shape going
Yeah.
on. But easy to grow. Don't please underestimate the skillful grafting that's happened with this. This has been skillfully crafted and grafted over 3 or 4 years. That, you know, there's a lot of work that goes into bringing these to you. So please don't underestimate the amount of work it takes to do that.
Well, 510-183. If you are buying a pair of these, don't forget you get free postage because you're spending over £40. So I know loads of you watching today, free postage when you spend over £40. You'll also get your free gift with every single order. It's 100 of the short narcissi. They're worth £20. Just use the code YGTV0224. That unlocks all of the different promotions.
Yep.
And it also, sometimes you put that code in and you'll get extra plants, you'll get free gifts, you will get free delivery or cheaper delivery. So always use that code. And even if you're buying other things on the website,
yes,
which you can do, of course, just make sure you use our code as you check out. Now, we both cannot wait for spring, and I think one of the spectacular trees in springtime has got to be magnolias.
Yeah, magnolia. It's another one of those that is highly anticipated, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a relatively short flowering season, and I'm not going to apologise for that because it is totally worth it for magnolia. And this one in particular, I think, will be incredibly worth it.
I mean, and I meant to order this the other week.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to make sure I place my order there. It is the yellow bird. I know exactly where this is what is going to go.
It's gorgeous.
It's stunning, isn't it?
I love the magnolia flower. There's something about that cup shape to it that's really inviting.
I wonder why we don't see more yellow magnolias.
I don't know, because it's rarely available as well, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, to be honest with you. But I haven't seen... I'm just trying to unlock the memory banks, but I don't remember ever seeing a yellow magnolia growing anywhere. So I really want to get hold of this, and I want to plant it in my garden because I've always fancied having a magnolia, but never thought I could. And it was Adam, wasn't it, who got in touch with us on a show recently. And Adam is my brother in clay soil, and he told us that actually this one doesn't mind a bit of clay. No. So I'm thinking I might get this and plant this in my garden.
And now is
be the only place to have a yellow magnolia. Oh. Sorry.
I'm going to have one in mine too. In
fact, the only one in my village.
The only person I know that's got one of these is my friend Matt, who lives in a little place called Oney near Milton Keynes, and he bought one for the front of his garden.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen one. I'm going to look out now to see if I can see one.
It's a great time to plant right now. While this is dormant, you don't want to be planting this as it's about to come into flower. Plant it now while it's dormant.
Yeah.
I always think with magnolias, the golden rule is you need them in a sheltered spot. You don't want them to be somewhere where there's lots of wind.
No.
Because you could lose those flowers really quickly.
Well, they want a sunny spot, but they want it to be relatively sheltered. Yeah. It's a winter hardy plant, by the way, so it has our lifetime guarantee. We're saying winter hardy probably down to, minus 15. So that's going to be an incredible plant for you to have. Plus with that lifetime guarantee. Yeah. Apparently Adam's asking, did I get it? No, not yet, Adam, but I will. I promise. I am definitely going to purchase that.
We both meant to get it.
In fact, I've got one of my £5 vouchers to spend.
That's what Bex was waiting for.
I think I might be using it on this. Might buy myself a little present.
Yeah, I've got one ready as well. Yeah. That, by the way, if you're thinking, what are they talking about? If you become a discount club member, £5 for the whole year, you get 4 £5 vouchers that you can spend around about every 3 months.
Yeah.
So if you've become a club member, don't forget about those. Just check out if you've got any vouchers that are currently valid and available. So like most magnolias, this could grow really big over a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. We are talking 10 metres. It'll take a bit of time to get there, obviously. Yes. It's not going to happen within a couple of years. So if you want a massive, great big magnolia tree, yes, by all means you can. But if you want to grow it in a pot, you can do that as well. You can grow anything in a pot and it will restrict the size. You obviously just need to pay it a little bit more attention, feed it, water it and all the rest of it.
But that is going to look so beautiful. It's called Yellow Bird. 510969, saving £50 today on YouGarden, so a £15 saving. Right, with every order today, you are going to get, as long as you use the code, 100 of the mixed narcissi. Now, these are going to grow only to about 25 centimetres, so really nice and compact. I'll be honest, we'll both be honest, we are getting towards the end of the planting season. But if you plant them straight away, you should be fine. We've both planted Narcissi in January before.
Yep.
They should all come up beautifully. They may be a few weeks late, but that is pretty much it. And actually, Bex.
Yeah, even the sprouting ones.
What I like is they're all solid.
Yep.
Now, obviously, if these are all sogging things, some will be sprouting a little bit. That is not a problem.
Yeah, we've got a few that have got sprouts coming out. Really, don't worry about any that have got sprouts coming out.
No.
They will be absolutely fine.
We say about, in terms of depth on these, we're saying about 10 centimetres.
About 10 centimetres ish. So my general rule of thumb is go twice the depth of the size of the bulb. So if you think about that deep is what I'm talking about. So yeah, probably about 10 centimetres. How many are you putting in here?
I'm filling it.
Just go.
I do overplant.
Let's give them a little view.
Yeah, I'm going to put a few. I've just got a few more around here. These will be absolutely. These will be fine.
There.
Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to plant these up and we're going to leave it outside, see what happens.
Can you get one in there, maybe?
Yeah. I reckon that's about it.
Squeeze one in there.
Right.
Any more?
Right. Yeah.
How many have we got? I'm going to count them. We want to count them because we want to see if all of them come up, don't we? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have 16 bulbs in there. Okay?
That's about as many as we could get in. Right, here we go. Using our premium professional compost. The basket, by the way, these are the Knox. They're normally $7.99 each. We're doing 2 for $4.99 today. I'll be honest, with them having bulbs in, I probably wouldn't use them as a hanging basket. I'd probably use them as a pot, would you?
Yeah. Should we take the clips off? So the clips come off very, very easily. They just come off, I say easily, like that.
There you go.
And now we've got it just as a pot. So it's up to you if you want to use it as a hanger or just as a pot like this.
Right, so that is going to go outside and we will see what happens. What's the date today, Bex?
It is the 10th, isn't it?
10th.
Is it the 10th? Yeah. Oh, 11th.
So we've planted those on the 11th of January.
With 16 bulbs in there. So let's keep an eye on that.
Remember this moment on YouGarden TV.
So in a few weeks / months, we're going to come back to this and we're going to show whether these have grown. I'm convinced.
With a bit of luck, they'll be ready for about Mother's Day.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's not going to be long. We're going to start seeing those little sprouts coming up. I'm so excited about this little experiment.
We could be a bit naughty and show them in the greenhouse as well. But there you go. That was it. So we used 16 of those 100 bulbs. But I'm very confident with those.
Lovely.
Yes.
All right, so we're coming around to your side, actually, Shaun.
We are.
We're going to talk about geraniums, I think, first of all.
Well, these have been one of the really big sellers today. You get 5 bare roots, but another 5 absolutely free when you use that offer code. And do you know, out of all the plants really that we've got today on YouGarden TV, one of the hardest workers, easy peasy to grow, not fussy, they're not complex plants. And I always used to grow I still have my annual geraniums, but I'll be honest, I've tried to overwinter them some years in the greenhouse and they don't do that well because sometimes it can even get cold. My greenhouse isn't heated, but these are perennials. So these will come back year after year after year. Growing to about 30 centimetres in height, spreading to about 60. We both have perennial geraniums in our garden. God, I did nothing with mine. I did absolutely nothing. I fed them a couple of times with blooming fast.
Yeah, general watering, general feeding, along with all the other plants. That's pretty much the only attention that I paid to them. You are supposed to deadhead them, as the flowers fade. Just deadhead them, and it does encourage new flowers to come through. But as we've said, Shaun and I didn't do that with our geraniums last year, and we had plenty of geranium flowers. Obviously, this year I am going to deadhead more and see if I get even more flowers. Hard-working plant, this. Loads and loads of flowers. Long flowering season, about May, June time, all the way through to October, maybe even into November, just like we experienced last year because we had a nice mild October. But these work great in pots, they work great in borders, they're very versatile, they don't mind full sun, they don't mind a bit of shade either, plus they're quite happy in sort of wet or dry conditions. So hard-working and versatile, loads of flowers, nice ground cover too, helps suppress those weeds.
Yeah, and honestly, a £1 each.
Yeah.
Now, if you
Great
don't know,
value.
maybe you're thinking, do you know what? I don't want to get in the garden and plant them right now. Plant them in pots. get them started in pots, and then once you get established, spring, summertime, transfer them.
Yeah.
So the choice is yours.
They won't mind being moved.
Grab them for £1 each today.
Yeah.
Because we did sell the Roseanne variety, you'll know if you're regular, for around about £15.
Yeah, and that's so the Roseanne is a Chelsea winner, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a previous Chelsea winner.
Yeah.
But geraniums are just incredibly hard-working flowers for your garden.
Look at the different colours. I think they're gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a nice mix, isn't it?
I've got mine in one of my big borders near the front, and they just fill in those gaps beautifully. Selling really quickly today on YouGarden TV. 580005 is your item number. Right, what else has been popular today? Peonies have as well, haven't they? Yeah.
Of course, yeah. So this is a similar story. We do have a buy one, get one free on here as well. So it's 3 bare roots, but you can get 6 of them as long as you enter that code. What a gorgeous colour mix. The bright white, the beautiful rich scarlet, that lovely pink included in there as well. They are so easy to grow, and I mean, I thought peonies were actually really difficult, but they aren't. They're quite simple plants to grow. You do have to put minimum amount of effort in.
I always think when a flower's really beautiful, you assume it's difficult to grow.
That it's a diva.
Yeah, I used to think that with lilies.
Yeah.
But that's not often the case. Not always the case.
Not always the case at all, no. So bare root planting, very, very simple. Just soak the bare root, plant it out as per the planting instructions on the front of the packet, water it in and wait. This year, you'll get a couple of flowers maybe. But you're definitely investing in the future with your peony collection, because this will just keep getting bigger and better for you. And the number of peony flowers that you will get on these plants in the subsequent years is just going to be incredible. Gorgeous fragrance to them, and really big, blousy, frilly blooms that you get with those.
When a peony gets established and you see those, and they're massive flowers, aren't
big.
They? Yeah.
Big.
They're stunning. And I used to always think, when I was a child, because my nan had a peony, I always just think, peony's just coming pink. But nowadays, there are so many lovely colours. And I do like the white peony.
Yes, it's beautiful, isn't it? Quite classy.
Yeah.
Classy.
In fact, I remember
classy,
Adam Wilcott, who presents the shows with us occasionally. I remember him buying a white peony.
Right.
And he's a garden designer, but he'd never had a white peony. And I
really?
Yeah. I remember him buying one quite a few years ago. But it was really expensive.
White is beautiful, isn't it? I could imagine a white in a wedding bouquet or something. That'd be beautiful.
But it's a buy one, get one free, so you're going to get 6 of those bare roots for just £12.99. 580004. Right, we've got lots of lilies on the show, but the tallest are these skyscraper lilies. These are amazing. Each one of these can grow up to 6 foot, even more. But even in the first year, we would expect 3 to 4 feet at least, wouldn't we?
At least, yes, absolutely. And these are going to form almost like lily trees, because these form really nice, tall, strong stems. But then at the top of each of those stems, you can get more than 20 blooms on here. So as it gets established, you will get multiples of these beautiful blooms on each and every one of these. So if you think one bulb creates a stem with 20 plus blooms on there, just imagine how many lily flowers you can have in your garden with this particular collection. And you are getting 5 each of those 5 different varieties, so all of those colours, all the bags are labelled so you know which one is which. So if you are colour coding your garden, you know which one to plant where. They are perennial, they will come back for you every year, they will get bigger and better as well, and potentially reaching, as Shaun said, 6 feet in height. And those will be incredible.
And we worked out the value today, because they're normally the best part of £40. Each bulb works out about 56p. And I don't know any other plant that you can buy for your garden.
Yeah.
That costs you 56p that will give a display like that. That's Stu's garden. Those lilies have been there a few years, and they are just so dramatic, aren't they?
Well, this is why I love lilies. I mean, I filled my garden and loads of pots with lilies last year, and they're just big and bright and bold, aren't they? The colours are outstanding. Plus, with this particular variety, as we say, because it reaches such a height and you get so many flowers on each one, that's really going to stand out. Love them. They look like they'd be hard work, and yet they're one of the easiest to grow. And say in the first year, you can get them at, up to about 4 foot. In fact, Craig, who we work with, who helps with the shows, he said his were closer to 5 foot in the first year, but that was a bit exceptional. He did, didn't he?
But they will grow up to 6 foot, even taller.
Look at those colours.
I know. all 5 of those. 5 of each colour, 25 bulbs in total, 630. 326 is, of course, your item here on YouGarden TV. Do you know where the time's going? We've only got about half an hour left.
I know, it's flown by today.
But so many great deals, and thank you to everyone that is placing an order with us today as well. Right, another final bare route over this side of the studio. Again, it's a buy one, get one free. So you're going to get 10 of the agapanthus for $9.99. And this is again, one of the taller varieties. It's the Africanus Blue, originating from South Africa. And these can grow to about 90 centimetres. So again, they give drama. They give spectacular shows, don't they?
Real drama.
Yeah.
It's the firework kind of explosion of flowers that you get. I love that. Can you see how you've got flowers opening, but you've still got loads of buds on there ready to open? I really like that. And it does look like that firework explosion. Really nice tall stems on here. They don't need staking because of the strong stem on there, but they just look so beautiful. And this being the taller variety, you can get shorter ones, absolutely, but this being that taller variety is what gives it that wow factor. And you're getting 10 of them. 10 of the Africanus variety is incredible for £1 each.
And I love seeing how things develop over the years, don't you?
Yeah.
Plants do tell a story. You could buy them, we sell them, and some of you will buy them, and some of you, we have them already established in big pots.
I'm
with
sure
buds
we'll have
and
them
flowers.
again later
Yeah,
in
and
the
they're
year.
amazing.
Yeah.
If you want instant impact, you can do that. We'll have those available in the summertime. But if you want to just do a little bit of work, and it's a tiny amount of work.
It's a tiny amount of work.
You can grow your own. You can get them for £1 each. Pots or the ground, but they do like to be, we call it hugged, so they need to be in an area
pot
where they're confined.
Yes, they want a confined space, so you're going to go for a small pot with a bare root. Depends on the size of the bare root, doesn't it? They're quite rooty. Maybe a 12 centimetre?
Yeah,
what do you reckon?
it says 12 to 16 on the in terms of inches.
Yeah, so maybe a 10, 12 centimetre pot, something like that. So a nice small pot, because it definitely wants to feel the restriction on its roots. And then if you're repotting, you never want to go too big when you repot. Always make it feel like it's being restricted. And that's if you're planting it in pots. If you are planting it out into borders, there are ways, aren't there, of making it feel like it's being restricted.
Yeah, well, I've got mine amongst loads of the plants. I literally, there's a small little space, put it in there, and it's absolutely fine. It loves to be part of the team. And
I've
part
heard
of
of
the
other
crowd.
people as well planting pots into the ground,
Yeah.
and that's another way of making it feel like it's being restricted.
But buy 5 bare roots, get another 5 absolutely free. I think we said it earlier, but it does love a sunny spot. These originate from South Africa, where it's really hot and sunny. So yes, they do like a nice big sunny spot. So an area, I should say, where you get full sun, ideally, for as many of the hours of the day as possible. $9.99 580023 for the Agapanthus Africanus Blue. Now we have got today, this afternoon, on YouGarden TV, some phenomenal deals with our pots. And when I grew up, I remember seeing some my mum, she had a mixture of pots in the garden, but the plastic ones
Yeah.
they
Rubbish,
were
weren't they?
They're a bit naff.
They looked cheap.
Yeah, they had the seams, didn't they?
Yeah. And you could tell they were plastic. You can't really tell these days.
Plastic pots have just advanced so much.
Yeah.
They're built really well, they're UV resistant, they're frost proof, but the point is they look really nice as well. Now these are some of the biggest pots that we do. They're called the Aged Look Tuscany, Roman planters in the black. They are, just give you an idea of size, you know the 30 litre pots that we talk about a lot? Similar size. So the main difference is these are just a lot more attractive. Now I love the 30 litre pots, but I use them more practically. These, I think, are a lot more decorative. And you could grow a fruit tree in here. You could grow your potatoes in if you wanted to.
Absolutely you can. As we've shown you, they are a similar size to the heavy-duty pots, and those heavy-duty pots are used for commercial growing, for growing the fruit trees and things. So, you know, if you wanted just something a little bit more decorative, then these would be a really good alternative. You could grow your strawberries in here, your fruit trees. Yeah. If you were going for our collection, for example, of our bare root roses, where you get 4 of of those. If you were to get 4 of these pots, 1 in each of those, I promise you, once the head of this develops and you get the beautiful head on the top there with all the flowers, it'll be the perfect size. And particularly if you are planting any kind of standard or taller plant, the fact that these have such a good depth to them means that if you get a windy day, because I've suffered with this, I've planted standards into shorter pots. I suffer with wind. If you plant it into shorter pots and you get a bit of wind, they can blow over and fall over. But in a taller pot, you're less likely to suffer with that.
I have to say, this is one of the best deals that I've ever seen on pots here at YouGarden.
It's such a good one,
isn't it? Well, they work out £6 each. That is amazing, isn't it?
They're lovely.
So let's show you how to order these on our website. So put one in your basket. It's $11.99. Oh, and it's got $6.99 postage. However, use our offer code YGTV0224, and then look what happens. We get an extra one free. The free gift has magically appeared, so now you're getting £20 worth of miniature daffodils, but the postage has now gone down to $4.99 as well. So actually, do you know what? When you look for $16.98, and that includes delivery, you've got 2 wonderful pots and you've got £20 worth of bulbs as well.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Really good, isn't it?
Just the savings on that small order right there, that's brilliant.
I tell you what, I really like those. And so don't get us wrong, the 30-litre pots, the heavy duty, they are one of our absolute favourites and best sellers.
Yes.
But they are more of a commercial pot. We don't claim those to be the best looking, but they are brilliant in terms of design. Obviously, they've got the handles, so they're easy to carry. You've got extra drainage.
But these have, so you haven't got the extra drainage on here,
no,
to point that out, but you've got good drainage on the bottom, and it's already pre-drilled. And they do have the lip, as you can see, look, around the edge. So if you are thinking about being able to move these around, you can still sort of pick these up and carry them around as well. So just pointing out the differences between the two, and obviously the gorgeous design is one of the big differences.
But they are a very similar size in terms of literage, if that's a word.
Yes.
Yeah, literage.
I understand you.
So capacity, volume. So you could grow full trees in here. And the only reason we're saying that, I know sometimes if you like all of your gardens neat and tidy and attractive, the heavy duty pots, they're not the most appealing pots, but they're brilliant for growing in. Those are really attractive at the same time.
I'm just going to bring this up, for example, because we've actually planted up our duo pair tree in the 30-litre pot, and it would live happily in here for a long time.
I've got my fruit trees in the 30-litre pots, love them there, but if you were putting them in maybe a really prominent position in your garden, you might want to choose those pots. Yeah,
you could happily plant that in there instead of in here. It's up to you what you want to do, really.
But do grab those. I don't know how long the offer's going to last, but at $11.99, that is amazing. It is for 2 because it's a buy one, get one free. We did mention quickly the patio rose collection, the standard patio rose collection. 4 bare roots for, oh my word, that is so good. $29.96.
But this is why I got this collection, and I planted these up. And
was it only last year you got them?
It was probably about a year ago. It was around January, February time that I got them. And this is why I got them, because they're beautiful, but also massive saving on here. You do get the 4 different colours. You get the yellow, the pink, the red, and the white. And this is exactly what mine looked like when I bought them just 1 year ago. And in its first year, that is what happened.
Wow.
So I can't remember, it was about probably May, June time.
Yeah.
So within 5 months, I went from them looking like they do in the studio now to that.
So many buds.
And that was just at the sort of start of the process. You know, that's when the first flush of flowers had come through. But look how many buds you can see on there.
I mean, there's hundreds, isn't there?
There's so many, and they just kept coming. And that was just one of them. You get 4 and 4 different colours. Honestly, I think this represents such good value. This
well, they're going to cost you
here
today, because you've got a £50 saving, they work out $7.50 each. And when you think every year you are going to get that ball of roses all summer long.
Yellow, red, pink, white. And all I did was carefully just deadhead where some flowers had faded, and it encouraged the new ones to come through. Mine look like this again now because I've pruned them back. So this is what they're looking like in their pots right now. But again, in a few months' time, I'm going to get that beautiful display, and I'm going to get that every single year. All I need to do is a little feed, a little water in the pots, keep them happy, and every year for many years, I'm going to get the most gorgeous display from those.
And again, with the standard roses, obviously they come with full instructions and some great information on our website. Just give them a really good soak for a few hours or overnight, and they'll be ready to plant. And if you can stretch the mycorrhizal root grow, that's
do that. It's worth it.
Sprinkle that in, and that will really help them establish a great rooting system even faster. Fully winter hardy, of course, as well, once those are planted. Right, very quickly,
Knox.
You've loved the Knox.
Just there. You've taken the other one away because we planted the bulbs in it.
Yeah, we planted the other one. You get two.
You get two of these. Absolutely. The hangy bits.
Yeah, I'll get ours though.
The hanging bits do come off, so they just clip off like this very, very easily. So if you want to use them as pots, you can do, because those come off, but then you can easily put the clips back into place so that you can use them as a hanging basket.
And don't forget, you saw it live on YouGarden TV. We've planted 16 of your 100 free bulbs today.
Yes, so you can use it like that if you want to.
We cannot wait to see what happens to those.
Yeah, give us a few weeks, and we're gonna keep an eye on this, and we're gonna show you the progress.
Because there's a lot of debates right now in the gardening community. When's the last time to plant bulbs? And we all sometimes have bulbs that we haven't.
I've still got bags to do. I'm going to go home and do the same experiment.
I planted some tulips literally on Tuesday.
Yeah.
In pots. So yeah, we're going to just see how well our bulbs do, but this should be absolutely fine. You're going to get 100 of them, and these two baskets are $4.99 for two, normally $7.99 each, and anti-twist as well.
Anti-twist, as you can see, you know, if these are blowing around in the breeze, in the wind that we get, unfortunately in the UK, they don't twist at all. But I like the fact that you can remove the clips very easily. I like the fact that you've got the raised drainage holes in the bottom there. So if you're using it as a hanging basket or you're using it as a pot on the ground, you've still got that drainage already there.
Well, can we just take this opportunity to say thank you to everyone that's been watching today.
Thank you. Thank you to our new viewers.
Yes,
thank
and
you
all of
to
our
existing
loyal regulars.
Yes.
We've got lots planned with YouGarden TV for 2024. It's going to be a really exciting year. We've seen some of the plants that have been already placed on our shows for future months.
Yeah.
And yes, got some really exciting stuff coming up. So at the moment, for January, we are live Wednesday and Thursday, 10 o'clock till 1 o'clock.
Yeah, and then we do a Sunday show as well, which is our marathon 4 hours from 10 o'clock until 2 o'clock. We try to make sure that we bring you something new in each of the shows throughout the week, just so that, you know, we keep you watching. You don't get bored of seeing the same things over and over again.
Now on Sunday, I may look taller and more hunky.
More muscly.
Because it won't be me. We've actually got our lovely Dan joining us on Sunday. I'm going to be on with Bex, and I've got shows on QVC this month as well.
Yeah.
The UK's biggest and best shopping channel. They've got a great show called My Garden Escape, which on QVC Style, it's just dedicated to gardeners.
It's always between 5 and 7,
5 and
isn't
7,
it?
Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday.
So that's QVC Style. You can just I don't know if you're watching at home on Virgin or Sky or 3Sat, or you can watch their live stream as well. So that's QVC Start. And then we are also on the main channel, which is Freeview 16. Mm-hmm. We've got shows on there as well throughout.
And that's what you're doing
month.
this Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll be there 12 o'clock until 1 o'clock this Sunday. But please do join Bex and Dan in the potting club, of course, as well.
Yeah, I mean, the beautiful thing about what we do here is that you can stream the shows later on. So we're broadcasting 10 till 2, but obviously you can watch again. We upload the shows within 24 hours. So if you miss a bit, if you pop off to go and see Shaun on QVC, you can come back and you can go back and watch the hour that you missed at any time if you just go back on and have a look.
Yeah, so lots of choice.
Yeah, loads of options.
And one thing we promise, we genuinely do have great products here at YouGarden. We've got great customer service, so if ever an order arrives and you're not 100% happy, please let us know and we'll do our very best to put it right. We really do pride ourselves on our customer service. Our delivery is excellent as well. All the deliveries and orders are fully tracked as well, so when you place an order for the first time, you'll get a confirmation. Then you'll be told when it's been picked and packed, when it's out for delivery, and when it's going to arrive as well. And all of our packaging is 100% recyclable as well.
Yeah, I love that.
So we do our very best to be as environmentally friendly as possible. But let's remind you of some of the great products and plants that we've had today on YouGarden TV. So you've loved the agapanthus, 10 bare roots.
Love agapanthus.
Under £10. And this is 580023. And these are the big ones. These are the Africanus blues. So these will flower throughout the summer, but they'll grow to up to 90 centimetres as well. Really love a sunny spot, that's what they need. But as we said, Bex, they like to be contained, don't
they like a hug. They're a bit like me, they love to have a hug. So make sure that you restrict those roots. Plant them in pots is a great way of doing that, or find other ways to restrict the roots when you plant it into your borders. You know, bury the pot, make sure you plant it into a crowded border, but just get these out because you won't be sorry. The displays are gorgeous, and this is that taller variety.
Then we've had lots of different lilies. So these ones are the most compact. So they'll only go to about 30 centimetres. We are doing a double up deal. 10 bulbs for £9.99, or you can get for 20 for £14.98. Cannot emphasise enough how easy lilies are to grow. I love this flame mixer, don't you, Bex?
Yeah, they're so much more easy than their appearance suggests, aren't they? You plant these out and you leave them to do their thing. Carpet lilies being beautiful to put into pots, and do plant multiples together. Don't do what I did and just plant an individual one. It looks lost on its own. But in pots as a mixture, the flame mix is a gorgeous colour combination. But also if you want to, at the front of borders, because these only reach that 30 centimetres in height, these are a fantastic variety.
And when the lilies are flowered, what I would do is take off the dead flowers, but leave all the natural growth to die down, and that will refeed the bulbs, and they'll come back even stronger year after year after year. Now the other, I'll tell you what, out of all the lilies today, I'm in love with the King Charles.
That colour, it's rich, it's vibrant. You've got that lovely outline with the white bit around the edge there as well. Nice and tall-ish variety, reaching about 90 centimetres in height. But yeah, it's that stunning colour, isn't it, with the King Charles?
Oh, absolutely gorgeous. And lilies are, of course, winter hardy as well. They die down, but they'll be perfectly happy. 650131 at £12.98. Then we brought you, right, okay, if you want to be tall, if you want to be, well, if you want a lily that's tall, these are the skyscrapers, and that name says it all, because these lilies will grow up to 6 feet, maybe even taller, and even in the first year, you should be expecting 3 to 4 feet. So, 25 of these big beauties. Each stem can produce up to 20 magnificent flowers. So, there's an old expression, bang for your buck. These will give the biggest shows that you can imagine for a few pence. Each bulb will cost you around about 56 pence. And you've got these lilies coming up year after year after year. They will look absolutely amazing. 5 fantastic varieties, including, you've got Melissa in there, you have got Saltarello, you've got the Matisse, you've got Ribena, and you have also got Amarassi as well. So 5 varieties, 5 bulbs of each. That gives you an idea of the size and how many flowers and buds you can get on a single stem. They are amazing. And today you've got a £26 saving, 630326. And then also, one of the best deals when it comes to our bare roots is the geraniums. Buy one, get one free. These are looking at £1 each, aren't they?
£1 each for one of the most hard-working plants that you could possibly have in your garden, as far as, being unfussy, doesn't mind sun or shade, doesn't mind various sort of wet or dry soils. It flowers for a really long time. It's brilliant at ground cover because it spreads by about 2 feet as well. So, fill those gaps or the weeds will, is basically what I'll say about that one.
I don't know what I'd prefer. I'd much prefer geraniums and weeds.
Much prefer a beautiful geranium flower.
Great time, as we say, to plant bare roots right now. Just make sure the ground isn't frozen or waterlogged. But of course, all of these bare roots could be grown initially in pots as well. Then we brought you our peony collection. Now these are hardy, of course. You get 3 bare roots, but you will get another bag absolutely free. And I think when it comes to flowers, peonies, they are just breathtaking. They're big, they're blousy, they are beautiful. They love a sunny spot. They don't really like to be moved, so try and find them their forever home. They don't want to be, some plants don't mind being moved around, but these ones would like to stay in their forever home. And one of the real gems, I think, in springtime, aren't they?
Real gem, absolutely. I mean, I've said it a couple of times, highly anticipated, the flowering season for the peony. It is a short flowering season, but it is totally worth it, very much like your magnolia. We appreciate them for the time that they are there, but the beautiful thing about your peonies is they'll come back for you year after year, and they will get bigger and better. Once they establish, you will get so many flowers on there.
It amazes me how strong the flowers of peonies are as well.
True, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
They're just fantastic, they really are. And you get a pink, you get a red and a white all times 2. Now on my list today, I've been making my little list, actually not that little, but I've been making my list in my head, and this one is on it right now. It's the rhododendron Bollywood. Now, the flowers are spectacular, you'll get mass of those, but it's the foliage for me on the Bollywood, because the leaves are cream green, but you even get flashes of pink as well.
Oh yeah.
Fully winter hardy. Flowers obviously in springtime, and it does need an ericaceous compost. So if you are planting it in a pot, and a lot of you going for the Tuscany pots, it will need an ericaceous compost.
It'd look beautiful in that Tuscany pot.
It would, wouldn't it?
It would look really nice.
The foliage would really stand out, wouldn't it?
Yeah, properly.
What about the colour of the flowers?
I love that pink.
I know.
Well, listen, I fell in love with rhododendron a few years ago. I did that typical thing, walked into a garden centre, saw a rhododendron in full bloom, paid an absolute fortune for it. Don't do that. Get hold of it now, and those flowers that you'll get, because it's a really well-established plant,
yeah,
with a 3 litre pot, you'll get loads of flowers on that this year. And
postage is included as well, 510717. Now, in terms of an all-year performer, this is the one, Nandina Obsessed Sacred Bamboo. If you use the offer code YGTV0224, you'll get this at $9.99 today. It is, obviously, we're in January, it's a little bit nippy in certain parts of the country. The colder it is, the redder the leaves are on this one. But as it warms up, the leaves are more green. New growth can even have a pinky colour, so you always get colour-changing leaves all year round, but then you get the flowers and the berries as well. We have a few different varieties, but Obsessed, this is the slightly bigger one. It's about 1.20 meters.
Yeah, about 1.20 meters full height, so about 4 feet full height, couple of feet spread. So I think between the two, this is the one that I'd plant out into a border. If I was choosing, you can put it in a pot, you could, but yes, this would work great in a border, back of the border, year-round interest with this one. So definitely put this in between your deciduous plants to give you something to look at over the winter months. But remember, this one is the true multi-season feature plant, because you get that colour changing foliage, but you get berries and you get flowers.
And that is only $9.99, so a £10 saving today, 510759. And then finally, last but by no means least, and obviously there's a lot more brilliant items on our website, we have got the Oriental Poppy collection. 5 of these for £12.99, postage included. Now again, they arrive as a bare root. All the bare roots, we always say give them a good soak before you plant them. Like a sunny spot. You'll get a few poppies this year, but year 2, year 3, you're going to get masses of them.
So
look at the markings as well, Bex.
Yeah, really beautiful. That iconic kind of black spot in the centre. That's what we expect to get from our poppies, and you're definitely going to get it with these ones. Oriental poppies, they can bloom for up to 6 weeks as well, so you do get a nice long flowering season from these.
And what I do tend to do, I chop mine right down after they've flowered, and it seems a bit mean, but I do, because they can get, once they've flowered, the leaves can get a little bit kind of leggy.
Yeah.
So chop them back, you get lots of new growth, and fingers crossed you can get second blooms in autumn. Never as many, but you can sometimes get some fresh new poppies in autumn as well. £12.99, 580007. Now we are nearly out of time. Can we say a massive thank you to everyone that spent a little bit of time with us in our potting shed.
Yeah, it's really, we love being here. So.
Well, it's real. When we finish, we can go outside that door and we're in the nursery, aren't we?
Yeah, that's it. We can have a walk around, see what plants are there, see what they're up to.
Yes. In fact, you had a little wonder yesterday. We're doing a bit of filming outside today as well.
Are you going outside today? Well, we
Yeah.
did spot a few things, and Stu was saying, "Oh, I'll bring Shaun here and do some filming."
Well, it's sunny. It's
It's
nice
glorious
and sunny
out there.
outside. A little bit nippy, obviously, but it's nice.
I think he said about going and looking at the dogwood, because that looks really good at the moment.
And the
with the
Nandinas
redstones.
look fabulous, don't
Yes,
they? You
they
saw
do.
those yesterday.
Yes. What else was it we were looking at? Oh, the yuccas. Wasn't it the yuccas, Stu?
Yeah.
We looked at them. And the yuccas in particular, because they're all so uniform. They're all the same. It's incredible.
In fact, the whole houseplant selection there looks
I loved
great,
going in the
doesn't it?
houseplant selection.
Don't forget, if you are new, you can order after the show. If you miss some of the show, you can stream us. The shows get uploaded on our website a little bit later on. Yesterday's is already there.
Good.
So go to YouGarden.com. I know a lot of you on our website right now where the little YouGarden TV logo is. Click onto that and it will show you the live shows, if there's a show running live, but all the ones that you missed on catch-up as well. But we are going to leave you with the best-selling product here at YouGarden, and it is our premium professional compost. Highest rated as well over the years on various platforms. There's been thousands.
So many.
Thousands of 5-star reviews. It really
In fact,
has.
that whole time that we were just reviewing all of those items for you, I've stood here doing this.
I know you have. I was watching you.
For the whole time. Just talking, playing with the compost.
True.
Because it's lovely, okay? So it smells good, it looks good, it feels good. And I've often joked about how I could make a pillow out of this. I genuinely could put my head down in this. It's so soft and beautifully, we call it friable, the texture on here. And this gorgeous, light, airy texture is really vitally important for our plants and the root growth and the root development of those plants.
So even if you've already placed an order today and you're thinking, oh, hang on, yes, I meant to get some compost. I've got my seeds to show. I've got my houseplants to repot.
Yeah, please give this one a go.
Yeah, I've got my bare roots and I'm going to put them in pots. If you order your compost right now, you'll get it for $24.98. Club members, you get an extra £2.50 off. Delivery is included. And if you use that offer code, you will get another bag of free bulbs worth the best part of £20. I know we've only got a couple of minutes left, Bex. So if I said to you, describe this compost in 2 minutes.
Do you know, I could spend an hour talking about this compost.
Could.
So
2 hours.
Okay. Texture means really strong root development. Strong root development, good, healthy, strong roots means bigger, better, healthier plants. That is basically the headline that we're talking about. But it's the ingredients in here that make up this wonderful texture, allowing for roots to be able to develop and grow and breathe. Breathing is really important for the roots. These ingredients included are a slow-release fertilizer. As I run through this, you'll see little green balls within there. Okay, those green balls are a slow-release fertilizer. That there is what's going to feed your plants for a good 5 or 6 months once you first plant them out in there, okay? Still feed your plants with your water-based feed, but that is really important. We've got composted wood fibres, really well composted. The texture of this is brilliant. There's no great big lumps and chunks. Composted wood fibre adds to this gorgeous texture, but it also means that we've got even water distribution.
Yeah, and that does make a difference.
It does.
Big difference.
And it helps to retain the moisture. So when we get into those hot summer months, that's going to be incredible. Or the windy months, they can really dry out your pots and things too. We've got peat in here, 3 different types, black and white peat. We've reduced that over the years. There are environmental concerns. We use the minimum amount for the maximum amount of effort. Minimum amount for the maximum results. We've got lime in here as well, and this is what balances the pH of it, which means this is a great compost to use for pretty much everything. Seeds through to trees, your house plants, everything in between can live such a happy life in this compost.
If you are a new viewer, we would love you to try it for the first time today.
Please try it.
Yeah, it is brilliant.
It makes a big difference.
Everything from seeds to trees. The only things it's not suitable for on the show was the rhododendron, which needs an ericaceous compost.
Indeed, yes.
Everything else would be absolutely superb. So we are sadly nearly out of time. You can still order after the hour. Don't forget that offer code. I know we've mentioned it numerous times, but that will give you your free bulbs, which are worth £20. Just promise us you'll plant them ASAP.
As soon as you can.
So, Bex, you're back here on Sunday.
I am at 10 o'clock. A few items still that we haven't shown you. So, yes, we've got some, new items to bring in on Sunday. Got my special guest, Dan, who's coming in to be my friend. While Shaun goes to QVC.
Yes, I'll be on QVC on the main channel midday. Got some amazing
You got the full hour?
Full hour, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, full hour on QVC midday. But Bex and I will be back together next Wednesday at
with a whole
10 o'clock.
new show.
Yeah.
Again.
And probably a different free gift and all sorts.
Yeah.
But loved being part of your day today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Right, we're going to have something to eat.
We'll see you soon.
And we'll see you soon. Take care and happy gardening.